nothing but a sinking ship. Don't do this to me, Harry. The Ohio State. It's Ohio State. What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny, oh, you've heard him see. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks. It's just a Saturday night. Here we are. We're back in action, baby. Football is back. Notre Dame football is back. I just want to see what you guys think. I mean, we've been hitting this hard. We've been hitting it real hard. We have the morning shows. We're analyzing everything. I'm writing my articles, and I think about it a different way. We do the Friday morning show, and it's a dandy. We do a Friday night private show on Patreon. It's a banger where we dig 8 layers deep to all the topics you talk about and read about. Patreon's the place you dig deep. We did that last night. Oh, it was a beautiful thing. Why not crank it up for Saturday night, baby? This is what we've waited for. Football's finally back. Football's finally back. We're starting to finally, instead of just in your silly Irish head, what about this? What about that? What about this? I wonder about that. You're starting to get some answers. You're starting to get some answers. And you're starting to have some questions. It's a beautiful thing. Football's back. So here's the deal tonight. Here's the deal. We've been hitting it hard this week. We've been going live a lot. We've had a lot of stuff going on, okay? I just want to know where you guys are at. That's all. Like, it's the simplest concept. We're a few days in, and I literally just want to know what you guys think. I just want to know what you guys think. That's it. There's nothing deeper. There's no agenda. There isn't me breaking down a million complicated things. It's a Saturday night. Notre Dame football's back. And I just want to know what you guys think. That's all. I just want to know what you guys think. Chili's, that joke is old. Leave him alone. You go at him, it's like going at my family. You can't do it. Can you leave the guy alone? Unbelievable. 2 minutes in, 3 minutes in. Leave that man alone. I love him. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. So here's the deal. I just want to know what you guys think. Like, this is it, man. This is the show, like, for you guys. The whole reason I came up with this whole thing and got the phone line and everything, to give it to you. And I know there's a lot in your mind. What about this? What about that? What's the reality of the quarterback stuff? All the different things. All of it. I want to hear what you're excited about, what you're confident in, what you've learned so far in camp. And also what questions you have. What makes you nervous? What could go wrong? Anywhere you want to go, we could go with this stuff. I just want to know what you guys think. You're a great fan base, a loyal audience, and you deserve the time to talk it out. This is like its own disturbed, twisted counseling session. It'd be like it's like a constant intervention. It's like a constant Irish intervention. And I want to know where you guys are at. So let me get through the introduction, and then I'm going to try and shut up, and then literally just kind of see where you guys are at. Let me check the call. Anytime I look and I automatically got to scroll down the other screen, that means we got calls tonight, baby. Let's see. It's not too bad. If you're on hold, you're definitely going to be on the air. So that's for darn sure. There's some regulars and some people that don't call that often. Some people I haven't talked to in like a year. Let me get through you guys, I love people coming back. I love people coming back. Like, you have the people that are there year round, do all the morning shows. They're wherever they're on Patreon. We're all over. But I love the people that, like, out of sight, out of, when football's gone, they're out of sight, out of mind. They get a bunch of those messages whenever the season ends. Hey, John, loved it. We'll see you next time. And they literally, these people, they probably are the smartest ones. Think about it. It's bad for my business. It's bad for my business. Those people are probably the healthiest ones, not us lunatics here every single day, 365, twisting our brains backwards till our nerves fall out of our intestines. I know it didn't make any sense, but it's a Saturday night, and I don't care. Those people are the smartest ones. I'm not telling you to do it because it's bad for my business. Those people that are like, we lost to Ohio State. All right, I'm out. Let me know when camp starts. John, I'll be back. And then right when camp starts, they come back. It's just like nothing. It's just, they literally just get out and go live their life like a normal functioning member of society. And then they come back right when football hits, and I love it. It's just a beautiful thing, man. Those people are probably the most mentally healthy of all of us. And I like our sicko committee that's there every day, year round and all that. And we're on Patreon digging 8 layers deep in May. God bless you guys. I love you all so much. But these people that just come back for the season, it's great. It's like, hey, I haven't talked to you in 6 months. What's popping, baby? What's popping? So, all right, I'm going to shut up now for real. Let me do the introduction, and we'll do the super chats, and we'll give it to the phone lines, and we'll see where you guys are at. A lot of regular names here, a lot of morning names here, a lot of Patreon names here, and a lot of new names here. Oh, I love that. Welcome in, welcome in. Do the Rick James. Come here, give it to me. Show us your face. You can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni Boy out as well. Notifications on that way you don't miss a thing. You don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish, rat, Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it if you don't want to look at my stupid face. Who can blame you? I'm Rick James. Hold my drink. I'm one of the best podcasters and the best looking you've ever seen. Hold my drink. Show us your face. Audio only anywhere you want it if you don't want to see my face. The other thing you could do is you could have the YouTube on, hit thumbs up, subscribe, and turn the screen the other way. And then you can get audio only all you want. You don't have to look at me. Notre Dame on SI, read all about it. Got articles up, man. When you record a video, it triggers one part of your brain, whatever brain I got left, it triggers it. When you go to write, it triggers a whole different part of my brain. It does not come natural to me. Writing is not my natural delivery, but it's very healthy, you guys. It forces me to think of things differently when you get down to write. Just talking is my normal communication style. Writing's good for me. It's been challenging my brain. I need to get it sharpened. Before we get to Miami, Patreon.com/Always Irish. Myself, Indy Recruiting 01, recruiting expert Jack Sullivan on board. 2 Notre Damers. We got an offensive guy, we got a defensive guy, and it's time to fly. Ooh, I love it. Oh, we got a good team over there. Throw it up, baby. The 4 horsemen ride again. And we're talking Notre Dame football every day of your life. I do not buy my polo shirts in the young boys section. I've worn a medium the last 30 years of my life. And the problem I have is arms and shoulders are filling out a medium and nothing else does. Arms and shoulders are filling out the medium, but nothing else does. I can't get a large. Bro, it'll look like a nightgown at the bottom. It'll look like a nightgown at the bottom. Are you kidding me? So give me a break. So the mediums are getting a little snug, but the large, I look at, what is it, like a muumuu? You see them women wear where it's like, never seen a good looking one wearing what? A muumuu? What did that one, like it looked like a dress? Why am I all worked up tonight? I got a little extra juice tonight, you guys, and I'm trying to figure out why, and I got the answer. Man, this Notre Dame program's, it's getting to be in real good shape. This is my little thing, and I'm handing it to you, Super Chats. This Notre Dame program's in real good shape. It is. Can you imagine? Look at how far this program's come in a few short years, just as far as the talent. I'm talking about the bodies. I'm talking about guys that don't look like me, the RKG named John Kennedy, roaming the sidelines. I tell this story all the time. My dad and I would be at the games. We'd look on the sideline, and my dad would lean over and go, why are those guys that look like me and you wearing this jersey? Why? They look, you could look down on the sideline and see a whole bunch of that Notre Dame team that didn't scare you. And I know that's being nitpicky, and I know that's being real over the top or whatever, but it's a real thing. This is a big boy roster, folks. This is a big boy Notre Dame roster. I think sometimes we're underappreciating how far this team's come just in terms of most bodies. Deeper, longer, bigger, stronger, more athletic. Mike Goolsby last night was talking about a defensive line. You would feel good running 8-9 guys through a rotation. He's going over on Patreon. And here's what I could see happen. Rotate these guys, and they're all zero, Nick. I've cracked no lids, bro. No lids. This is all just raw Notre Dame juice. I'm serious. I got a water. I haven't been on anything, man. So I'm just saying, Mike's saying you can run 8-9 guys and feel good, keep people fresh, not have a drop off in production. He's a believer in that defensive line and the defense overall. There are dangers this year. There are dangers. It would not take much for this Notre Dame team to start 1-1 or 0-2. You could have a really strong Notre Dame team that struggles early if certain things just aren't quite lined up right yet. Whoever the quarterback is, they struggle a little bit. Like whatever it is. You have 2 tough games to start with different dynamics in each. And there are landmines here. I'm telling you, this is a different Notre Dame operation. This is a different Notre Dame program. I wore that shirt Friday morning, and the shirt I made said New Age Irish. Link in the description, by the way. How you like that shameless promo? New Age Irish. This is a different program. They have different bodies, and most importantly, I'm going to add this. Different mentalities. Different mentalities. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. It's one, I like the bodies. I like seeing the pictures and the videos. It looks like it makes you realize how far this team's come, this program's come when it comes to just raising the floor, what it takes to be a part of this. It's getting right. It can compete. It can compete in a way that we haven't been able to in previous coaching regimes. And a lot of it, there's a lot of reasons why. But the pure just physicality on the roster was a big part of the answer in all those different operations. You ran into a lot of Notre Dame teams that could play with their first string offense and defense. And all it would take is 1 or 2 injuries to guys there, and the whole thing, you were exposed. There's a weak spot, and good coaches exploited it. You were 1 deep. Now, I'm not saying the roster's perfect. There's still a lot to prove. There's still areas where you want a little more raw talent. Probably wide receiver comes to mind, although I do think this group, it's going to be the best one we've seen lately. You could say that's a low bar. This is going to be the best one we've seen lately. I'm confident of that. You could say it's a low bar. What about Ohio State? Oh. You could do that. You could do that all you want. And even that area that we're all concerned about, I think is going to be the best we've seen in a long time. So I'm just saying, as we get going with all this, even in the midst of the questions and some of the anxiety, this is in a really good spot. And you ride it day to day. Sometimes you don't realize we're 3 going on 4 years of this. And there's been a big reshapement that's happened in this program. This is a damn good operation, a damn strong football program right now with good leadership, trending in the right direction. Okay? That being said, I'm still going to be nervous as hell for Miami and A&M. I'm just going to be. I'm going to be. And those anxieties are fair. But this is a good program, man. They got athletes. They got dudes. They can compete. Your winning window is opening right now. Like your truly years to win it are opening right now. And so let me give you one more thing, and then we'll do chats. Then we'll go to calls. I don't know how this year's going to go. You got a lot of questions in key areas. With that new DC, I feel pretty good about it, but we're going to see the Ash situation. The O-line, I actually feel better about that a few days into camp than I did before camp. I genuinely feel a little better. Gerby, I didn't know what his status was. I feel better about it now. I do. I feel better about that now. But this quarterback and whoever they pick and whoever emerges, whatever ends up happening, how's that guy going to handle the pressure you can't replicate against Miami and A&M and these unique dynamics in these must-get football games? I'm going to tell you this, though. Even if this year is a challenge and it's a little frustrating and you don't get the highest high-end results you want for all these moving pieces, the future's bright. And I'm not saying that, like, don't type in the chat, John, you're just trying to make excuses already for when Freeman screws up. And it isn't like that. It isn't like that. I'm saying to zoom out. This program's going to be in good shape in a winning window for a very long time. And if you could just get a couple things to line up here, you should be competing for a title. The program is getting to be at that level, and it's just going to keep getting better. So you got to do the right things. You got to make the right decisions. And the guys we decide to run out there, they got to execute. They got to perform. They got to make big plays. Make big plays. But this program's in a really good spot. You ever just look at the pictures coming out? That running back room looks like the Avengers. Jeezy, for Pete's Dragon. Look at them running backs. Man. That's a beefy group. Son of a buck. Man. You guys are funny. All right, let's do some of these chats and let's get into the calls. We'll get it going. $2 holler for the commander. Can a brother get $2? It's a Saturday night. Homer TD, $20 holler. Good to see Tony. Good to see Tony. I hope you're doing well, feeling strong, baby. Football's back. $2 holler from Mark with glasses, his wife. God bless this woman. There's a special table reserved in heaven for this lady for dealing with us. She deals with us all the time. It's late at night. She wants to relax. Mark's yelling about football in the other room. She kicks him out to the garage. Call Johnny Boy. God bless this woman. Donnie, $50 holler. I'm telling you, Donnie, he may as well be called Old Reliable. Every single post-game show, before I even log in, bam, $50 holler from Donnie. Telling you what, must be related to Walter with all that money, baby. 20. My main man, Martinez. Johnny, this is the greatest podcast in all of the land. You better not forget. Oh, yeah. I saw that promo he cut. One of them, he said, when he went to WCW, he said, I'm here for one reason. Take it to the limit. Oh, yeah. I love that dude, man. I love big personalities for some reason. I'm here to take it to the limit. Oh, yeah. Killing my voice already. If I keep doing that, I'm going to turn into Coach O again. But down there, boy, by spring break, I'm drinking with the young kids. I got that title, best team of all time. Oh, look at all them receivers we got. The Notre Dame fan with that, but we got it. You ain't got that kind of talent up there. I go on spring break. I party with the young kids. Coach O. V1 Rotate, $20 holler. It's good to see you again, my friend. The Dong, $2 holler for the parking fee. I'm going to write a sternly worded letter to whoever marks up these prices on the secondary market, bro. Son of a buck. I'm about to get a couple bikes and nail them together and haul all the tailgate stuff in that way. Unbelievable. $100 holler from Rick. That's unbelievable, Rick. Not even a Notre Dame fan. Texas A&M Rick. Slick Rick, baby. My favorite teams, Texas A&M, Notre Dame, Texas, LSU. Dear therapist Johnny, help me deal with the stress by having the Irish beating up on Miami week 1. Go Irish until week 3. I love the show. I got to tell you, man. It's a special thing to have people that don't even like Notre Dame that want to be a part of this community. That is it blows my mind, the generosity of people that aren't even Notre Dame people, but they want to be a part of this. That means the world to me. And I always have a unique relationship with the Notre Dame people that get it. And you know what I mean? There's a different relationship there. But I got to tell you, man, it means the world to me to have the people we have from other fan bases that come here because they just like the show. They just find it entertaining. And that's what I'm here for. Johnny's just here to entertain the crowd. All right. Here's the deal. We got a bunch of calls. We're going to try and do 5 minutes so we could get through these. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to give you guys, we'll try and do the 5 minutes. Let's bang through these. 573-291. What's going on, man?
Hey, John, Mark Holden. How you doing?
Good, man. It's been a while. It has literally been almost a year. According to my tracker here on the phone log, it's been just about a year, man, a few weeks shy. What's going on, and how are you feeling about Notre Dame?
Yeah, last time I called was after NIU, so yeah, it's been a while.
Ooh, whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Whoa.
I just wanted to call and say thank you for getting a candle lit for my dad. That means a lot. And all the thoughts and prayers in chat. He is out of the hospital now, but he's going to need surgery later down the road. So I just want to say thank you. That means a lot, John. Thanks a lot.
Hey, no problem, man. It's one of the lucky things about doing this is I've gotten to meet a lot of people that are on campus every day. And when I have a candle need, if I can't get there soon, I just shoot somebody a text and they go, oh, on my lunch break, I'll run over there or whatever, and we could get it done. And I know what that means to a lot of people and me. That is the smallest thing I could do to thank all you guys for wanting to be here. So anybody that needs that, reach out to me. I'll get you a candle lit. And Grotto cares, prayers count double.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. So I got a couple of things on my list to discuss some anxieties. So you said Friday, you thought that maybe the quarterback battle is as simple as not whoever doesn't turn the ball over the most, that's who's getting the starter position.
You know what?
I think it's a little bit more.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I just think it's a little bit more complex than that. I think Coach Freeman has given Denbrock the sole choice of who he wants to run his offense. And it's going to come down to, does he want a playbook like last year with a mobile quarterback that can run it, which would be Kenny Minchie, in my opinion. And I think he's going to end up picking Kenny Minchie, to be honest with you, because he's just used to having Riley Leonard and Jaden Daniels as mobile quarterbacks. I just think he's going to win out just because he's used to that in his offense. So it's going to come down to, does he want a mobile quarterback in his offense, or does he want to open up the playbook with more passing attacks and an air raid and a more balanced look? And in my opinion, that would be CJ.
Yeah, it's really, it's interesting,
CJ,
isn't it?
Yeah, I just think he's going to pick Kenny in the end. But I don't know, that's my take on the quarterback situation.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I agree with you. It definitely is more complex than that. Here's my thought with it. Both of these guys have the ability to be pretty darn nifty out there on the football field. They both have like a skill set that you can see being an upper level skill set, in albeit in some overlapping and different ways. What I'm figuring is, I know that I have that in my pocket. So when I say making good decisions and not making mistakes may determine it, that's not meant to denigrate like they're a game manager, because I know that they have the higher level skill sets available. But you also, the number one thing as a young new quarterback is you gotta protect that ball. But I definitely agree with you. It is a little more complex, and I really do think it's a real competition.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that TJ can't run. It's just I think it's more of Kenny's skill set, because that's what we've been told. That's what he is. But that's only based off of 2 blue and gold games that we have to go off of, though. So just based off of those 2 games alone, I think that's what the deal is. But I could be wrong. CJ could be a mobile runner, and he could fill in that running position too. I don't know. But the other anxiety I have, John, is something that nobody's talking about. Nobody talks about our kicking situation.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, field goals matter. I mean, NFL teams advance in the playoffs because of their field goal kickers. It's the same in the college playoffs that we saw against Penn State. You have to have a reliable kicking game if you want to go deep.
Yeah.
I don't know I got anxieties over that.
Yeah, and that's something you rarely hear about. It doesn't make a lot of headlines. Like, you don't spend a ton of time in practice like the media focusing just on that. I mean, some do, and they've been saying what's going on. But you learned in that playoff how critically important every one of those field goals are, all those kicks. So you got to get it right. The position Notre Dame's in, though, I do like. It feels like Notre Dame could always go to the portal every year and just pay and get the best guy willing to come there from anywhere. And with kickers, it doesn't matter as much if they're from a big program playing top competition. You can either kick it or you can't, whether you're from the Ivy League or the Big Ten. So I think that's what Notre Dame's going to do. But you're absolutely right. It's got to be darn good. Not going to say perfect, but darn good.
Yeah, it just makes you really admire those guys like a Kyle Brenza or a Justin Yoon who went out there and were just like automatic kicking it. You knew it was just going to be 3 points. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes this year with the new guy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to feel about it when he goes out there the first time.
Yeah, it's totally fair. And there's not a lot of margin. That's the challenge with having Miami and A&M your first 2 games. Your margin for error is just smaller because you're playing teams that are going to have real talent. And if you mess around and you're not tight and you're making there's just not a lot of leeway. So that's a part of the anxiety. We're going to see how it goes. This is a really strong Notre Dame roster. It's just a matter of how put together it all is early.
Yeah. Well, I think I hit my 7-minute limit, John, and I hope to see you at the Purdue game at tailgate, and I'll see you there.
Awesome, man. We'll be there. Thanks for all the kind words and prayer to your dad.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good one. What a nice guy. Oh, I cut him off on the Go Irish. Another super chat. We'll go right back to the calls. Son of a buck, $5 holler. Johnny, did you watch the last Here Come the Irish? Watch that in the Miami ND 30 for 30. We're going to curb stomp these Bulls. I've watched the 30 for 30. I haven't seen the latest one of that, but I've been watching the 30 for 30, and I've been YouTubing a lot of Notre Dame Miami stuff. Ooh, it gets you juiced up. Oh, another 573. Pete, you're coming up and all. Ooh, we got a good lineup.
How's it going?
What?
Gosh.
What's up?
Sorry about that.
What's going on? Was that a dog? Hey, was that a dog I heard, or am I hearing things in my head?
Yeah, I have birds screaming outside. I have guinea fowl screaming outside, and my dogs are barking at them because usually they're basically like the doorbell on the farm, letting me know if people are coming up the driveway, basically. So
got you, man.
Someone driving by.
It's good. It's good to hear from you, man. It's been a while. What's on your mind?
I haven't been this excited for a team in my life. Like, this is. I was born in '93, so I never got to really see the '88 or like any of the prime Lou Holtz years myself. All I've seen is like Brady Quinn at his best. I mean, like, we really don't have a lot of ground to stand on as younger Notre Dame fans, but the run last year was electric, and
So,
I think the talent elevating right now.
What's giving you the confidence
that we've had?
What's giving you that confidence that you're calling in feeling that good about things? Is it just what is it? What's driving that?
It feels like Freeman's mind and like the way he looks at the game has infiltrated the team and created a culture that like is accountability first, and they work their butts off in the weight room. And I think Lando, I don't know, I could talk about Lando for hours because I'm simultaneously like really happy with everything he's doing. Like, you see like the kids that come out of the summer workouts that he has going, they look like aliens, like mutants. Like,
yeah,
Boubacar Traore put on like 20 or 30 pounds or something. He looks like a different guy. Bryce Young looking better and better. And then you look at guys like Keidron Young that are just like, how do we have that guy? Like, everyone freaked out about Estime. I don't know why people aren't pounding the table for more Keidron Young play time, because Keidron looks like
they got
the Incredible Hulk.
They got a good running back room. How are you seeing the quarterback competition? What do you think of this so far? Well, how do you think this is going to go and why?
I think it's going to be. I think they're going to name the quarterback like midway through next week or something. I think it's going to be a solid like 10 days or so of August, like before they're like doing anything significant enough to name a starter. And I don't know. I could really be happy with whoever wins the job. Like, I wouldn't have been like ecstatic if Angeli would have stayed and won the job, but I would have been fine with him winning even. But now that we have two younger guys with a lot more talent than Angeli had, I'm going to be really happy. Like the last guy was saying that he thinks it's going to be Minchie because he's like Denbrock's a little bit more used to that mobile quarterback. But then on the other hand, if we look at how Denbrock is recruiting quarterback in the future, all of the future guys are a lot more like CJ Carr than they are like Kenny Minchie.
Man,
So,
it's going to be really, really interesting. Somebody's going to have to rise above. That's it. Somebody's going to have to be the cream of the crop. Oh yeah, somebody going to have to rise up.
I think there's going to be a moment. I think there's going to be a moment in the next like 5 or 6 days where like one of the two is going to really rise up and like everyone talks about that famous Joe Burrow camp situation where he like almost got in a fight with someone, and then after that he just like was like throwing dimes like back to back to back. I think someone's going to have a moment like that and then continue that momentum for the rest of camp.
It's and
I really think it's going to happen. We're just going to have to be patient.
One more question for you. How do you feel about the defense? Do you think Ash is going to keep it rolling or what?
I think he's going to build on it. I think it's going to be better than Golden.
Ooh.
Mainly because we were so man heavy last year. Going to more zone, I think utilizes the speed and length a little bit more and allows it kind of puts more pressure on the defensive end, and we have the defensive ends to pull that off this year. And I think the defensive ends are going to go like last year. We were kind of okay on the line in general, but I think the defensive ends are going to go kind of crazy. Like it's going to be the pass rush is going to be far better this year than it was last year, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's man, and that would help. That'd be so awesome. It would alleviate any stress on the back end or anything you have. If you can get pressure without blitzing every time, that'd be fantastic if we could get more of that, man. Anything on the way out? Yep. Thanks for touching base. One more question. You got any animals on this farm or what? What's the deal?
Yep, we have sheep and pigs. I just trapped a wild boar the other day. So I just finished butchering that yesterday. So I'm going to smoke the boar's head tomorrow. It has like the neck meat on it and everything. And that's always like the best part of catching one of these wild boars is eating that head.
Man, that's wild.
You always talk about like the craziest stuff, but I like the tongue and the eyes and like the cheeks. Like that's the best part of the animal in my opinion. It tastes so good. It's unbeatable in my opinion.
I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, that's good, man. Hey, you're living the life in nature. I appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm from Elkhart originally, but moved down here to Missouri, and it's everything I've ever wanted.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Good for you, man. Even though it sounded like you were just Hannibal Lecter, it sounds awesome, quite frankly.
You got to eat nose to tail. You can't kill an animal and waste a bunch of it.
What do you think, Clarice?
The other day I drank. I made blood sausage with the blood, and the whole time I'm like thinking John would be going crazy right now. But that's the best stuff. It has the most flavor.
Oh man! All right, well, come to a tailgate sometime and serve me an eye or something. Have a good one, buddy. Thanks.
I'll bring you some wild boar prosciutto.
There we go. All right, I'll branch out just for you. I'll branch out. Thanks for touching base. It's been a while, man.
Yeah, have a good one.
Have a good one. Oh, it's always good to get a call from Hannibal Lecter on a weekend night. I didn't have that on my bingo card. Angela's here. Always good to have a Rudiger in the chat. Johnny vlogged to this farm. Could you imagine me from the bachelorette party? I have a hard time believing this bachelorette party's a lot of fun if you're tuning in here. So you better have the thunder from down under. You better have the receipt because something ain't going right, Angela. Anyway, it's I love this silly show. Pistol Pete, what's going on, baby?
Yeah, right.
Oh, Pete, that's a deep one, man. That sounds like you're about ready for football to start. Little extra juice in it, Pete.
You are correct, sir. Yes, only less than 700 hours, John.
Oh, man. This is, you got it. You know you're getting close when you're getting down to hours instead of months, weeks, and days, Pete. I would love to know your early takeaways from camp.
Well, it sounds like it's a real quarterback competition compared to I wasn't sure it was going to be, but it sounds like it really is.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. And, hey, may the best man win. And just with injuries, you never know. We may need both of them sometime during the year anyway.
You know what, Pete? I'm really glad you brought that up. I have some suspicion, too, that we're all making such a big deal of who wins this job. I think we're going to need both of them. And I don't know the reason. Could be an injury and you need a guy for a couple series or a half or a few games or whatever the circumstance. I'm with you. I think it's really important both these guys leave camp with confidence, knowing they could play. I'm with you.
Okay, and as always for our new listeners, because you have new audience members every week, first, show that book, John. They need to get familiar with it.
Yeah, everybody needs the second Bible here for Johnny, frankly, in the Fighting Irish. That's for sure.
And tell the, especially for the new audience members, what does MFBD stand for?
It has dual meaning right now. Michigan football brain disorder. Obviously, it was the case study that created the disease. Miami football brain disorder is a real thing, too. When you drink Everglades water for breakfast, it causes problems.
Yeah, I'm sure Andrew, shout out to your brother Andrew, he gets exposed to a lot of that living in South Florida.
He does. And
I feel for you.
He at least married a Florida girl, Pete. His wife went to Florida. And that is like by far the least offensive to the Notre Dame Kennedys here, that she's from Florida and not at least Miami or Florida State. So like, I don't know if he would have married her if she was. So, and I dumped the girl once, walked out of a bar when I realized she told me she was from Michigan and a Michigan fan, and her whole family was diehard Michigan fans. I finished my beer and I said, I got to go. And then I texted her later, this ain't going to work. I couldn't handle it, Pete. I couldn't do it.
You couldn't be around a family full of MFBD, huh?
No. I couldn't do it. It ruined everything. And it was so disappointing, Pete. We're making small talk. And then before you know it, I'm from like outside Detroit. My whole family loves Michigan football. Does your family like any football? I'm like, no. Drink my beer and just got out of there. And I text her the next day. It's just not going to work.
Well, I think I have a solution here for the penalties here against Michigan.
Okay.
They should vacate the natty. First things first.
Sounds good to me.
Then I'll say the 2 or 3 year postseason ban. And for people who say, well, it's not fair for the guys who weren't there during this time, here's where it's nice, the new age. You can transfer. And if you are stuck where you can't transfer this year, you get that extra year of eligibility.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if the committee has the guts to do it, Pete. We've been over this before, and I honestly do not have confidence that they're going to nail them that hard. So I don't know what they're going to get, but until proven wrong, I think we're going to be right in the middle. Well, it's not going to be penal enough that I'm happy, and it's going to be too disciplinary for the Michigan people. I would guess we're going to fall right in the middle.
Now, if they take away the natty, there will probably be a celebration show for you, I'm assuming.
I would love to see justice done, Pete. All those wins. If we're losing our wins for a tutor doing dude's homework, how can you not lose wins from doing this? Okay. So I want to see some justice, Pete. But right now, I got to admit, I'm way more wrapped up in Notre Dame land. I'm just way more on edge about all this, Pete. Really, really strong football team, but with landmines waiting for them in the beginning of the season. It's going to be wildly fascinating.
Yeah, and yeah, it's crazy thinking 29 more days and Andrew and I will be in Hard Rock Stadium. Hopefully, we already know it's going to be a hot one. Let's just hope it's not a huge downpour. But thankfully, at least if it is, we have a coach who knows how to prepare for the rain compared to the last one.
Not only the rain, but the heat too. I am encouraged. They did a fantastic job preparing to go into Texas A&M in harsh late summer conditions, and Notre Dame did a damn good job and was the team that ended up wearing them out at their place in their weather, and it was beautiful to see, and I want to see it again.
Yes. And how great of a start to your weekend would that be if Kelly lost at Clemson and then we won in Miami?
Yeah, man, that's a fantastic start. So I want to see how it's going to go, Pete. I don't know, man. I'm very hopeful, but there are landmines all over and a lot of moving parts that have to come together. But this is a really good football program trending in the right direction on and off the field. And I just hope we see the results match where the program's at. But there are dangerous landmines here. Anything else, Pete? Thanks for calling, buddy. I know how excited you are to get to Miami.
Well, let's yeah, I mean, there may be a few. Next weekend I'll be out of town, so I won't be able to call your show very likely, but hopefully we'll be able to talk soon. And if you need someone to start your show, I can, yeah, right.
Oh, Pete.
Do that for you.
I love it, Pete. Hey, man, you're a loyal Notre Dame son, not just with football, but all the sports. God bless you, man. Have a good weekend, Pete.
Sounds good. Thanks, John.
See you, buddy. Oh, that guy loves Notre Dame so much. You guys, this conversation between Angela and Pat it's dangerous, folks. It's dangerous. We had a good time when we were young. We had a good time. All right, couple super chats. We'll go right back to the calls. We're doing, not all of them have been 5, but we're doing pretty good. I want to get everybody that's waiting on the air. $10 olive from Napilney. Defense wins championships. Got to be able to stop people when you need to stop. Remember the OSU game when the D could not buy a stop? Absolutely true. Absolutely factual. On Patreon all the time, Goolsby breaks down the different reasons and ways he thinks that the defense is actually going to improve and they're going to be better at stopping the run. Like, there's a lot of hope there in the talent. And then obviously the overall test is making sure Ash, he's a caretaker of the lifeblood and of our program. He is the caretaker of that. Number one rule before you do anything fancy is don't make it any worse. You can't afford it. The better the defense is, the more leeway the offense has to be able to work through anything they may have to work through with the new quarterback. You can't feel like you got to score 40 to beat Miami and A&M. The defense has got to do a good job to relieve that pressure while this offense figures it out. And if the D is good and the offense doesn't need that leeway, then you're going to go kick somebody's ass. But if they do need that, tighten it up. $20 Pilney. Lou got a stop against Miami in 88. We haven't seen a title since. Who will be this generation's Pat Terrell? And the ball is batted down, and the Irish may win it. Oh, what a beautiful moment. Ah, those blue skies. What a perfect day. And if you notice, that stadium was so loud. It was the original shell before both of the rebuilds. It was loud, baby. Oh, it was loud in there. Natural loud in the half shell. You didn't have wine and cheeses in there then. You had steel workers from Gary, Indiana, in their overall Carhartts rooting for the boys. Walter, $5 holler. He's the skateboarder. I'm going to do that last trick for my video project tonight. And I'll finally be able to get my mind on. Hey, just don't split your wig, man. Just don't split your wig. Johnny, $20 holler. Rick, Slick Rick, man. Ooh, he's swimming in that oil money down there in Texas. Johnny, would South Bend be hospitable for an Aggie attending a game solo? My wife will be on a girls' trip. You know what we would need to do? What I think we should probably do is try and find a couple always Irish people that are going to that game. I'm not, for a lot of reasons. Anxiety, Pepto-Bismol being number one. I'm not going. maybe there's some always Irish people that are going that maybe you could link up with, show you to a fun tailgate or do something like that. But man, Notre Dame people are almost, Rick, we're almost too nice to the enemy. I mean that in as nice of a way as I could say it. We are almost too nice to the opponent when they come to town. Like, everybody will be really nice to you. But I would like to find a chaperone of sorts if you're open to it. Maybe somebody from the chat that we all recognize that may be willing to have you meet up with them or something. I think we could hook that up. And because you're a really nice guy, man. We would love to hang out. Like, you're a great dude. For real. How about this? Chicago's very own Tom Frawley. What's going on? If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. We're moving pretty good. What's going on, Tom?
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend. If we're talking all ball, did you happen to see Den Brock's comments yesterday after practice about the quarterback situation? I think he attacked it in a great way. Did you? It was actually Shepkowski put it in his article. Did you read that?
Yeah, I did. So what did you come away thinking from that? What mind space did it put you in?
Well, the fact that he said both quarterbacks, meaning Carr and Minchie, made catastrophic decisions.
Yeah.
But what he didn't tell you in the underlying were that there were bad routes that were made, but the resiliency, they bounced back. And the fact he said this is a full-on competition, because it was asked of him, well, do you see Kenny Minchie starting? He said there's no reason why he couldn't start. So it's a full-on battle. And if you go back in the annals of Notre Dame history in the last 40 years, there really has not been a full-on quarterback battle like this since the 81-82 season when you had Blair Keel, Ken Carter, Scott Grooms, and Mike Corey, right? Had 4 quarterbacks coming in, and all of them were parade high school All-Americans at the time, which is tantamount to a 4-star, 5-star athlete today, right? And they went at it. Unfortunately, they had a poor coach in Jerry Faust. Because look, if you look at what's on the team in the backfield right now, I mean, my God, how are they going to stop to take the pressure off a quarterback early? Now you've got 2 great third down backs, Jadarian Price and now this Kedron Young. I mean, 5'11", 240, and he's got 7% or 8% body fat. The kid is a human bowling ball, right? How do you tackle that kid? So great third down back. Hopefully he's got some. And then you got Aeneas. Aeneas Williams already proved himself. He's got great blocking. He gets his hips low. He's got soft hands on those rollout passes. And I'm very serious when I say this. I feel sorry for that defensive coordinator at Miami. I think they're going to – I really do. He brought in some hired guns to play in the defensive backfield, as I told you, that it was their Achilles heel last year, right? Well, you know what you do? You go right after them. You go right after them early and often. It's like Chicago voting, baby. Vote early and vote often. Throw early and throw often on these guys, and you come back with that running game. My God.
Yeah, Tom, I got to tell you, I actually, after a few days of practice, I feel better about the offensive line than I did before. You got good news on Gerby, and everybody, the group looks physically, they look fantastic. You got good news on Gerby. I honestly feel much better. I feel a little relief with the O-line. Like, I still need to see it all be good enough in the first 2 ball games, but I actually feel a lot better there. I really do.
And honestly, the first couple of series of downs, obviously is going to expose a lot. But from what I've heard so far, the offensive line, the battle between the offensive and defensive line. Now they're going to go full. They're going to have full shell on tomorrow, no pants, right? So helmets and pads tomorrow, and then in 2 days' time, they're going full pads. So we'll start to see what's happening. That's where the rubber meets the road, right? But from what I understand, every good lineman explodes from the toes. And that quickness and that power comes from there. Every picture that I've seen of these guys, I have not seen a more in shape. These guys are razors. whatever the food and nutrition and the workout that they're going through, these guys are cut. They look taller, they look bigger, they're faster. They can put it together with the experience. And I don't care what bigot for Chili said. By the way, did you see that comment he made? Where's John going to watch the Miami game? From Epstein's closet? He's a despicable human being. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
He's gonna he's gonna run out of screen names. We already banned Ronald McDonald. Everybody knows this is him. He's about to be on strike number 3. Don't let him bug you.
I mean, that's one flew over.
Don't let him bug you.
It's one flew over the cuckoo's nest right there. God, I guess we got to pray for that sick son of a bitch. Anyway, but that's all I got for you, John. I mean, it's starting to look good. As long as we, get out of no injury bugs. I think these kids are gelled. I think they're hungry. And I think it was Mark Olson that talked about the kickers. We got that transfer that came in from North Carolina. If you look up his stats, he's good beyond 40 yards.
Mm.
He's only missed one beyond the 40 yards, as long as 52. But inside the 35-yard line, he's automatic. He was 19 and 20 last year.
Yeah, man, Tom, this program is in really, really strong shape. And now it's a matter of getting it over the finish line. Like, they've done a lot of the hard work behind the scenes, rebuilding everything. Yeah. And this is a really high level program now in a way we're not used to in the modern era. And it's going to be fun to see if they all put it together, Tom. Like, if they put this together in the next couple of years, should be a title contending roster. And I've never said that through the Kelly era, whatever. Like, it's not like I'm a guy who just throws that out there. I'm not a guy who just throws that out there. I mean it.
No, anytime we played Ohio State in the 2000s and we played USC when they were on their great run, we hung in there for a little bit, but we knew we did not have the horses to run with those guys. No, we can't. This is going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
So, and look up that kid. Noah Burnett is the kicker, number 98 on the roster. I think, just to have that. Oh, also, we don't have that midget long snapper anymore. The kid, Reno Montefiore or whatever his name was, he was like, 5'4" or 5'5" and 212 pounds. Guys were just look at the winning field goal from Penn State. They leaped over him just like the guys did at Louisville when they were blocking kids.
Tom, you're amazing. Dude, I love you. Every time I love talking to you, Tom. Hey, enjoy the rest of your weekend, man, and relax while you can because the anxiety is going to ramp up. I love you, Tom. Thanks.
No anxiety, baby. It's just full on. Let's rock and roll. Pedal to the metal. I love you guys. Go Irish. Beat Hurricanes.
God, Tom, you're the best. Dude, he says like 5 hilarious things like on accident every time. I love that, dude. He's quintessential Chicago, man. Oh, I love that guy. Couple more chats. I love how we're moving through these. Look, you guys, here's the deal. You got me with the Rick James earlier. I'm usually pretty good with keeping my composure throughout all this. When you guys do the Chappelle stuff, I lose it. I just can't. And it's always you put something there knowing where my mind goes, but you also know that I can't follow through with it here or I'm in big, big trouble. Every one of them you guys do leads me somewhere where I can't go every time and I lose it. Show us your face. I just can't. $5 holler from Erica. Phil's trying to talk me into calling, but I thought I'd give you money instead. I'll take that, but I do miss you, and I want to see you soon. I'll take the $5 holler, but I do miss you, and I miss that big barrel of alcohol you bring to the tailgate. It's as big as you. Nikki Dean loves to be heard and seen. My wife and I are coming to the AI tailgate. I finally talked her into it. Nick, I thought you've been saying for like 10 months that you had a family gathering or something that day. What did you do? I swear to God, you were saying you had a family gathering and you were like bummed out for like 5 months. You've been like, dude, I don't think we're going to make it. What happened? Good job. Good job. Oh, Angela, you're the one that needs to behave. You're on a bachelorette party. What are you telling us to behave for? I think you're the one who needs to behave. What are you talking to us for? Kidding me? Are you outside your mind? Here we go. Tom Frawley, Chicago's very own. Every single thing he says is amazing. Oh, Tom, so Chicago. And speaking of Chicago's very own, what perfect timing for this. We'll be back. I'd like to introduce you to City Cheers, the super app changing the way you go out. City Cheers is giving every bar, restaurant, club, and golf course in America a free app. That's right, completely free. For venues, it's your own branded platform to promote events, specials, and live music straight to your guests' phones. For guests, you get perks, loyalty rewards, and Express Check, a game changer that lets you view, tip, and pay your tab right from your phone. No waiting, no lines, no wallet, no problem. Most places even give you money off your first visit using the app. Whether you're behind the bar or sitting at the bar, City Cheers makes the experience better. Patrons, download the app and see for yourself. For venue management, call friend of the show and loyal Notre Dame son, Tom Frawley, to get started. 773-332-7742. And be sure to tell him Always Irish sent you. Everybody's got Tom's number. Dial him up, baby. Yeah, I changed shirts real quick. It's amazing. We need Nugenics to sponsor the show. Yeah, me and Frank Thomas, bro, talking about like it. He'll be on the Chicago stations like, I hit my age and I lost my bat and I'm trying to get it back. So I take Nugenics and she likes it too. I'm like, bro, if Frank Thomas is out here with low T, what hope is there for Johnny? Son of a buck on the low T. I mean, for real. Frank Thomas, one of my childhood heroes, is out here. What hope does a regular guy like I got? Son of a buck on the low T. I need a him sponsorship or something. Take care of my hairline at least. And then if I get too big for working out, I'll hit myself with one of them cheater lose weight deals. Son of a buck. Unbelievable. 480, what's going on? Tone Malone coming up. What's up, 480? It's been a while.
Hey, what's up, John? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited to see how this is going to go. It's good to see the boys back in action.
Man, look, I'm excited. Okay, I'm really excited, man. This is going to be an interesting season, man, because I feel like we got weapons all over the field. And basically, it's like when you think that you're out of something, we can just keep reloading. Like, I can't think of a time in my, being a fan of Notre Dame that I was kind of like, I don't care who's the quarterback, we're going to be good regardless. Like, we're going to be good regardless, man. Whether it's Minchie, whether it's Carr. I mean, the level of competition with the wide receivers, man, hearing about Tay Johnson flying around like Kyle Hamilton, man, I'm pumped, man. I mean, I'm ready. I'm going to be at the game. I already told you I'm going to be at the Miami game.
Ooh, baby.
I'm ready to exercise some defense.
Yeah.
From 2017, man.
Dude, I hear that, man. My brother was at that game too in 17, and he was at the Penn State one as well, so he has a little good news in that building. But he was like, I'm going back, and we need to right that wrong.
We got to right the wrong. I'm with Andrew, man. We got to right the wrong because, dude, I sat at the bar. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings the night of that game. And do you know I got laughed out of the damn bar, man?
Yeah.
I got laughed. Dude,
yeah.
You know how humiliating that was? That was so freaking embarrassing.
And you know what? It was earned. It was deserved. That's the other thing. Like, you have nothing. There's no comeback. You just have to kind of take it. It's really brutal.
Man, we got kicked all over the field, man. I'm glad that we have a coach that can get the teams prepared to play with great competition. And we're not going in saying, well, if we can just keep it close, we can just keep it within a touchdown or two touchdowns, all the whole moral victory stuff. Like, nobody's caring anymore. Now it's like,
No, there is no moral victory. We win or we lose.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that type of attitude, man, because that's what's been missing with this program. That's been missing with the coaching. And now we have someone that is elevating the staff, the talent. I mean, I was listening to another show, and they were saying like how, man, you walk on the field now, and it's like these dudes are huge, man. They're like the Monstars. Like the secondary is like a starting five basketball team. You know, with the height. You know, you got the shortest dude is 6'2", 6'3". You know, I mean that's insane, man. That's insane, like crazy stuff, man. So I'm just excited, man. I really think that we're going to really show up, you know. And when you look at the running back room, I mean, those dudes are huge, man. Jadarian Price just looks chiseled, man. You don't see an ounce of fat nowhere. You know, Kendrick Young, all these dudes, man. I mean, how are you going to stop a running back room like that? How are you going to stop a running back room when you got a dude, a 240-pound bowling ball just constantly hitting you nonstop? You got to keep hitting. It's like hitting a brick wall. Eventually, you're gonna start hurting.
Yeah.
Your shoulder's gonna hurt. Your hands gonna hurt. Everything is gonna hurt. And that's what we got in our room, man. So I'm ready for August 31st to come, man. Honestly, I mean, we could talk about we could hear all the practice report stuff and what people are seeing and everything. I'm just ready for the game to come, man. I'm ready to see everything come, you know, into fruition. And I just think that whoever is the quarterback, they're going to elevate this offense and really bring a different level of intensity to this offense that we really haven't seen, man, especially in the wide receiver room. I just think the wide receivers, you know, I know people have heard about them getting beat, you know, by the secondary and the quarterback throwing interceptions, but it's practice, man. Like, it's like when I play basketball, if I miss free throws in practice, that's what it is. It's practice. It's when the game comes, you don't want to miss a free throw when it counts. And so I'd rather know that, okay, look, they're making mistakes, they're throwing interceptions, whatever it is, they're doing all this stuff in practice versus going down to Miami and throwing 2 picks, because then every doggone person in this chat and every fan around the world is going to lose their freaking mind.
Yeah, it's
you know what,
man. There's
get ready. It's going to happen anyway. Here's the thing, Irish family, it's going to happen. I'm just preparing y'all right now. They're going to throw a pick. Okay, either one. Don't matter whether it's Carr or Minshew. They're going to throw an interception. Just already picture your mind. It's going to happen. So what I'm looking for is what happens after the fact. Who responds? Is it you beat yourself up and sit on the bench and moping around and all that, or you regroup? You figure out, okay, what did I do wrong? Was it the wrong read? Whatever it is, was it pass blocking failure? Whatever it was, and then fix it, and then go out and execute. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at when it comes to the quarterback. I don't care nothing about if you throw an interception, it's going to happen. Okay, that's part of football. Nobody's perfect. It's about how do you regroup from the mistake.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for.
That's a very mature perspective. And it would help if you have a really good lockdown defense and a good run game and an O-line moving people. That would all go a long way to helping that quarterback minimize whatever rookie mistakes there may be.
Which is why, John, I think that, in my opinion, I think Dan Brock is going to lean towards Carr. And here's why. Because of what you just said. Because of the type of defense that we have. He could take more risks with the passing game because he knows what's on the other side of that ball. He could throw that ball more than, than maybe what he could lean on with Riley. And we all know what the limitations were with Riley Leonard.
Yeah.
But now we've got a guy in that room, either one, honestly, that can sling that ball. So he's going to take more chances throwing the ball downfield. And yes, we might throw a pick or two. It just might happen. But it's like, you got to get it out of your system. Because, see, none of these quarterbacks have ever had real life, snaps in terms of, like, being the starter. You're the guy.
Yep.
You run out the tunnel. You're the starter. It ain't no, I'm just throwing up signals and all that stuff, holding up a clipboard. No, you're the guy. So they got to get it out their system. And I think that's important for them to make a mistake in a real life situation. So that way they can just regroup and figure out, okay, how can I get better in this moment so that I don't have to repeat the same cycle. But to go in thinking they're going to be perfect, but they're not going to make mistakes, and if they make a mistake, pull them out. What I do not want to see, John, I do not want to see a frantic situation where if, say, one of them makes a mistake, they pull him out if they're the starter.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can do, because you're going to mess up. Honestly, you can mess up the room in terms of the mental state, because it's like, okay, if they throw in 3, 4, 5, okay, all right, pull them out.
Yeah.
But if they make one mistake, don't do a Brian Kelly where you pull them off the field and then they don't go back on the field. Now, everything's all lopsided because now you don't trust them.
Yeah.
That's what we don't need. We don't need that with these guys.
Man,
and I don't think
it's
they're
good
going to
stuff.
do that.
That's good stuff. So here's what I would like. Give it a couple more weeks. Let's see how this develops. Let's see what happens with the quarterback dynamic, and then reconnect with me on a Saturday night in a couple weeks and give me an updated thought of where this is all at. That's good stuff, man. Anything on the way out? Thank you.
Hey, nothing else, John. Good hearing from you, man.
Hey, thanks for calling, man. Don't be a stranger. Appreciate you holding it down in Arizona. How about Tony? It's been about a month, a little more than a month, Tone. It's good to hear from you, man.
Hey, Johnny, how are you?
I'm excited, man. Notre Dame football's back, and we all live for this. I'm just glad that we're back and we have actual Notre Dame to talk about. Then this is a really strong program, Tony. You got to put it all together, and we're going to be happy.
Well, the first thing I'd like to say, that was a great opening. Let's go way back an hour ago, and you were positive, and it was a great opening.
Tony, try and call me back. Something's wrong with your phone, brother. You were cutting out. It sounded like you were getting electrocuted mid-call. Try and dial back. We'll give my main man Martinez. Try and call back. Something's wrong with that line, Tone.
Oh, man.
What's up, main man?
Hey, Johnny, just leaving the lake, man.
What's going on?
Oh, not much, brother. We were just leaving the lake, man. My little baby niece wanted to say hi to you.
Dude,
and we're just small town living.
Wait, weren't you doing something awesome last Saturday, too, when I did a call-in show, man? You're living it up out there. You live life.
Yeah, brother, I was at a hot springs in the cold plunge spa. Today we're at the lake, man, with the family, and
that's a beautiful thing, man. I love that. I love that. And you're thinking old Johnny boy. It warms my heart. Thank you.
Yeah, brother, like, man, there's nothing greater. Like, what do you watch? I'm watching all these Irish. My little baby, and he's like, "Oh, is he live?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he is." I said, "Give me a minute," but they're driving in front of me. We'll be at the house in a few minutes. But yeah, it's a little lake, man. Like, small town living, America country living, man. It's got family, Notre Dame, man. It's amazing, brother.
Yeah, it's man, I'm just excited. I think Notre Dame's program's in a really strong spot, and I just hope the results on the field match where I think the program's development's been overall. Does that make sense, main man? Like, I think they're in a really good position, but you gotta show it on that scoreboard too. That's where I'm at. I want it to match what I think this is.
You know, brother, it does make a lot of sense. And everybody in the chat, and then Tom and both the caller from Arizona right now, they have amazing points, man. And even Andrew saying, you know, that, and like we've been saying, that's the truth. Hand it off a few times to your bowling balls. You know, Marcus said it best, right? He's saying in the press conference, we definitely want to be always known as a running team, right? You know, and worst case scenario, lined up under center, like what somebody say goes, you don't have to make it look pretty. You say this. You don't have to make it look pretty. You just got to get out of there with the win, correct? Line up under center. Go Iowa's boring-ass offense and hand it to your bowling balls. Get Eli Raritan right there on the edge and, you know, get his big ass pushing with the big old D lineman like Rudolph used to do in Wisconsin, man, and get those big old boys pushing them, them Southern Miami boys, man, pushing them around and, wear out that clock enough to where we get out of there with the win. That's all. It doesn't got to be pretty. It's just got to be a win, Johnny, right?
Yep. It's just you gotta figure out a way to get off to a good start, because I am sure this is going to be a really, really good team later in the year, barring a bunch of weird, goofy injuries again. They're going to be a really, really good team the back half of the year when all these moving pieces are more settled. And I also think the schedule lightens up significantly. I believe that fully. So the key is you got to get through this learning curve beginning part in good shape. So when you're hitting your stride on the back half, you're in playoff position.
Exactly. And you know what the great thing that Marcus and I think the coaches have been saying? That last year's team is last year's team. That they keep reiterating that last year's team. The 2025 Irish are the 2025 Irish. The 2024 Irish are gone, right? And that they keep implementing that in their mind too, that it's a new year and it's a new team, right? They're going to face new obstacles and whatnot. You know what I mean? And he's saying, prepare. And man, Jesse Waters, Layla, come here. Jesse Waters, I think not Jesse Waters, but the dude that used to be on ESPN, he played I think before in the SEC. He said it best, man, that this Notre Dame team, these Notre Dame teams are looking a lot better and a lot different from, the years past, man. There's a lot of hype around the team, man, all over the country with all different podcasts. Have you noticed any of them, Johnny?
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, dude, this team looks very Pat. That was my thought too. I was confused. It just all looks different. I believe that. And people are starting to notice. And you know what else, main man? You kind of proved
What's
that.
up, buddy?
You kind of proved that, man. You could hang with Georgia and you beat up Georgia. I think that game was Notre Dame. You already kind of proved it, man. And so this is a new program. It's the new age Irish.
It is. And like I said, one thing. Hold on, Johnny K. Hey, you want to ask Johnny? So this is probably your youngest fan for Always Irish. Want to ask him something? Hey.
Hi. You have a really nice family. Thanks for calling.
Say thanks, John. Thanks,
Johnny.
Oh, well, that's sweet. Thanks for calling. I appreciate you. The main man, Junior. Thank you.
Yeah, Johnny, that's my baby niece, Layla. She thinks you're the funniest, and she just loves it. And she's like, "Is he on live?" So I apologize. I know it's a grown man chat, but she just thought it was she thinks it's the coolest thing, man. She does.
I appreciate it. You know me. Johnny's for the kids. Johnny's for the kids.
Yeah. Hey, but to touch you, they did. You are for the kids. Hey, what's that? Jerry's kids, Johnny's kids, right? Yeah. We got to start on Johnny's kids.
That's our tailgate. You just got it. That's our tailgate, man. Yeah, right? we are. Yeah, this is one big counseling group. That's for damn sure. We need it.
Yeah, hey, Johnny, and you know what, man? Honestly, I just want to keep touching, man. Love what everybody's saying, man. Love the energy. Love the positivity. Man, it's taken hair loss and, man, doing time and everybody else and everything under the sun. But, man, the Irish return to glory has been a rough one, man. But we're almost there, buddy. We're almost there. And it's like you say, you can't expect it overnight. But like you just said right now, we did it, like we've said over and over. You go right into SEC country, you hand Georgia their behind. You just don't beat them. Because that's what that dude was saying. That's what people say. We didn't just beat Georgia. We beat them up. And it's the same thing the same team that beat Texas twice. These are your SEC champs, right? And what happens when you face them? Oh, it's not the same Georgia. No, but the SEC is still the SEC, right? The SEC is still the same SEC, right? But we didn't just beat Georgia. We beat them up. And so, Johnny, just the one last thing I want to say. The only concern that I would have, like Andrew says, is just that D-line. That D-line. As much faith and love and as big as a fan as I am of Junior, man, I think we need that one nasty D tackle that's just nasty. You know what I mean? But I'm confident in Al Washington and in the rest of the guys,
Yep, we'll see. I think they're going to have a pretty good rotation. They feel pretty good about on that defensive front. Mike always asks on the Patreon. He says, "Tell me who's going to be getting pressure, not on blitzes, but just the front making pressure. Like who's going to get the pressure?" So that is definitely something we're going to wait and see, man. Hey, really good hearing from you and the family, man. You guys have a good week, and I love hearing every Saturday you're doing fun stuff with the whole group. Good for you, man.
You too, man. Onward Notre Dame, Johnny. We'll
Have a good one. Oh man, he was at the natural spa or something last year. All you people are saying you name your kid Layla. Is it all Eric Clapton? Like that is my first thought. Is that just a popular name, or is everybody doing that? Is it all Layla or what? Because that's the first thing I think of. I don't know, but it's a pretty cool name and a pretty great song, by the way. Pretty good song, by the way. All right, let's try Tony again. Maybe the phone's cleared up. What's up, Tone?
Hello, Johnny.
You're
Hello,
back.
Johnny.
There you go. You're back. You don't sound like a robot. It's great.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there, but first thing I say is great opening. An hour and 15 minutes ago, you very positive, and I appreciated that. Great opening.
Hey, you know what, man? I was excited to do this show, and I was thinking, like, what do I want my little opening thing to be? And that's really where I'm at, man. Like, I am very proud of where this program has gotten to. Now it's just a matter of the final pieces it takes to get over the hump, to slot in where they need to be and smoothly, like come together. And that's really where I'm at with this big picture. And that's where I'm at. So thank you for appreciating it.
Well, I appreciate the positivity. And the other thing I appreciate is the AI family. I'm so thankful that the AI family is what they are, and that includes everybody, not just your family, but everybody else in this whole organization that thinks so much about Notre Dame football.
Yeah. Man, we're glad to have you, Tony. We're glad to have you. I'm glad we crossed paths, and I'm glad you're a part of the family now, man. You can't get rid of us. You're stuck with us.
Yeah, I'm stuck with it. You're right there. But I'm not going to talk about a whole lot of, 3 practices in the fall. People say what they say. Pundits say what they say. All the followers say what they say. I'm not going to weigh in on a lot of that. It is what it is, and it's only 3 practices. Come on, let's just chill out a little bit and be what we say.
Yeah, it is hard though, man. It really is hard because you have this build up ever since spring with all these questions, and you sit on them and you stew on them all these months. And then when the guys get out there, you want all the answers right away, and you want them to be the ones you need. And it's just not that easy. It's a fan struggle, you know?
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Let's let the fall ball go through and see what happens in the end. And I'm just sitting here cracking a few lids and enjoying, hoping that what everybody says is as crazy as these Notre Dame fans are. But I'm all in. I'm all in on the upcoming season. And when I first met the family, I realized that you guys welcomed me in, and I'm thankful for that. And I look forward to the season coming up, and hopefully it's going to be a great season, and we'll see what happens as we go along.
We certainly will. And I've said this before to you, and I'm going to say it again, and I know my family has. Our friendship with you is not reliant on the wins and the losses. As connected to all this as you are in a very unique way, our friendship with you, as it's more than just a scoreboard. I hope you always know that.
And I do, and I appreciate that so much. And last thing I want to say is, listening to these kids in these interviews and post-practice and all that, how impressed are you with these Notre Dame athletes.
Yeah.
You know,
they're real mature.
for-
They're real mature for their age. They speak well.
For years and years, I listened to kids talk about teams, and these Notre Dame athletes are a different breed, and I'm so impressed with them. And you know, it's not about who coaches them or who where they are in Notre Dame history. It's about who they are and what their families are and what they bring to the team.
Yeah. It's Notre Dame is different, man. And they got a different head coach now and a different vibe. And it feels the healthiest this program's been since I've been around it.
Well, I can't disagree with that, but
Yeah.
but you know, I am who I am, and I'm a Notre Dame fan because of one person. So go Irish.
Go Irish. Tony, we'll be in touch. Have a good weekend. Great to hear from you, buddy. How much time you got, buddy? Adam Dowling, he was out on the boat today. You ahoy, Paloy. Adam Dowling out there. If you get that reference, you're old, probably. Ahoy, Paloy. You were out on the seas. I saw a picture from Adam. At least Adam's out there on his yacht, and at least he's got the Notre Dame flag flying. Oh, you got to love it. You got to love it a lot. 478. Thank you for the wait. Welcome to the show.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Oh, that's a good place to have me. I don't blame you, buddy. What's going on?
Not much. You made a note earlier about Notre Dame fans being too nice. It made me laugh. I am from Ohio, but I was living in Austin. I live in Atlanta now. I flew back for the Georgia game. My brother lives here. His sister, or his wife, sorry, is a double dog, undergrad in law school. Went to the game. Everyone was saying, like, they're going to be the worst fans. They're going to be so angry, mean. Everyone was the nicest fan. And they all came up to us like, we're nice because Notre Dame, when we came up and they beat Notre Dame, everyone was so nice to them.
Yeah.
It was shocking.
Yeah. And you know what I will say?
Well, shocking,
what I will say is that especially for big games, the Notre Dame fan base is getting better. That stadium's getting louder. People are standing a lot longer and being loud. Like, I'm not even going to count the Indiana game because that was a different animal entirely. But generally speaking, especially for the bigger games, the night games, man, that place it's getting to be good. It's never going to be LSU. It's not going to be Penn State. It's not going to be that. But for us, it is getting lively and people do seem to care. So I think we're trending in the right direction on that. That being said, we tend to do it with class and we're really nice to people, man. So, and you know what? I like that a lot of people take a destination trip to Notre Dame and want to see everything. And some other opposing fans will be like, what do we need to see while we're here before game day? All this stuff. Like, that's a compliment to Notre Dame that it's a destination location.
Well, 100%. I mean, it is. There's something to be said about them being civil and nice and embracing it. It's just a little bit frustrating. I was up there for the Indiana game, and that was nice. That was a good environment. That was a good time. But all the other games I've been up there, it does seem like it's just a wine and cheese crowd.
Yeah, it's you're always going to have some of that. I don't know how you're going to get rid of it. I don't know. So, but I think it's getting better.
If the ushers didn't put you down.
Yeah, that would help too. I think they're getting a little better at that, but it's like, dude, like I know I've struggled with that. That's why I always try to get the top row when I can, because I can stand the whole time, lean back, and there's nobody to yell at me. I love that top row. And then I always halfway joke and say, if we play bad, I could just flip off the back, and then that'll be it. I got everything I need the top row.
Yeah, it's crazy though that you have to go to the nosebleed so you can stand.
I love it, man. I like it. There's a little more space.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, there's a little more space. So what do you think on the 25 season? What do you think?
I'm I guess it's like PTS BK. Like coming off a good season, is it going to go down again? I don't know.
Yeah. And
I'm
listen,
never going to be 100% confident.
If we're being totally honest about it, like as good as people feel about the roster overall and whatever, like there could be a scenario where Notre Dame takes a little step back this year and we're all going to hate it and we're going to be miserable. We're going to be frustrated. But like with the moving pieces, if everything doesn't come together smoothly, you can end up with a slightly disappointing year. I still think the future is going to be bright. And if you find a quarterback to hitch your wagon to, certainly you would figure they should be good the next year, better than they are this year. So I also think about that on a big picture level.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree that like it's going in the right direction. It's just last year was a magical ride. I mean, the amount of good things that happened. I mean, outside of the injuries, but I guess you could say the turnover margin was unbelievable. For all the complaints we have about like Northern Illinois and Riley Leonard's terrible interception there, but for the most part, they did not turn the ball over on offense. They were just ball hawks on defense and very advantageous on special teams. I mean, the Georgia game was 30 seconds, and the game completely flipped off of strip sack, kick return.
Yep.
So it was a magical ride. I just don't know if you're ever going to get that back to back to have it happen again. But talent wise, I think it's stepping up. It's just quarterback is as great of running backs as you have. If you can just have 9 in the box and you can't throw the ball, we've seen it happen over and over. I mean, this is the same issue we had with Drew Pine. I mean, like you can have great running backs, but if you're one dimensional, it doesn't matter in the big games. That's always the problem when we played Michigan or USC in the past, like when they were great. Or Clemson. Like those games come to fruition, and you can't be one dimensional.
Yeah.
And for all the things Riley Leonard couldn't throw, but he was dynamic running. I mean, I don't think the offensive line last year was great. It was just they looked much better because of his elusiveness and stepping up in the pocket or running for 5 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It is it's just going to be really interesting to see all these new moving parts coming together and see what we get. And it's really interesting. There's no easing into this. It's Miami and A&M. You're going to find out the level of this right away. There is no easing into it.
Yeah, in that respect, you probably wish it was like a Big Ten schedule, Penn State style, opening up with 3 cupcakes to get the feet underneath the quarterbacks. But
yep, you don't have a lot of margin. You just don't have a lot of margin to be messing around. You better keep it tight.
Have you thought about the psychology of CJ Carr?
Oh, yeah, more than I would like to admit. I think you have two different. That was like half of the theme of the Patreon show last night. I think you have two. Okay. I think you kind of have 2 different leadership styles, and you have like the Southern Kenny Minchie listening to country music, like perfectly stable all the time. Nothing gets him up and down and whatever, And I think CJ's a little more fiery and wiry than that naturally. And like both, I can see downs and ups to both sides. But like, I think what's interesting is they kind of have different personalities with how they operate and what makes them click. And I think that's really, really interesting. I think I got asked this yesterday. Who's got more pressure on him in this quarterback competition? I think it's CJ Carr. Because I think Carr was kind of anointed as a recruit, and everybody's been looking at Carr. I sincerely think he's got more pressure. I believe that.
And I think it's clearly internal on him. I mean, the comments that he made and Gaduli made seemed very like him throwing the ball because he doesn't like stretching with the team because he just has anxiety. And Gaduli saying he's a perfectionist, which is a little bit unique because I would have thought it would have been the inverse, being the son of a coach and the grandfather being a coach. I would have thought you would have had more of an even keel. But that is concerning for me, especially as you said, going into those first 2 games. for that mentality to have. I'm guessing upside. I'm sure the coaches see that also, but I'm sure they're seeing the talent must be better or higher ceiling on Carr. At least my intuition would say the talent's higher with Carr. That's why he's not, or that's why he's still in the competition, because that mentality for a quarterback doesn't seem to be a great characteristic.
Yeah, it's
you don't really hear about that up and down being ever like that sort of fiery. Fiery is one thing, but beating yourself up because you throw a pick or having this anxiety is really
it's
concerning.
And how you react to good things, how you react to bad things, how you react to pressure, like a lot of this stuff. We're not going to know till we see it in Miami, my friend. And it's going to be really interesting to see. Thanks a lot for the call, man. Appreciate it. Call again. Looks like you're a first timer. Call again.
Yep, we'll do.
Have a good one, buddy. How much time you got, buddy? Look at Rick. Slick Rick. Always Irish fans. I've decided not to travel solo. If my therapist, Johnny's going to meet. But if someone has a charity or a child, they would like to go to the game, let me know via Johnny, and I'll cover the tickets if we could work it out. Dude, Rick, what are you, like the always Irish guardian angel or something? You're always dropping in here being all nice. The heck's going on, man? Jeez, that's nice of you. All right, we got one more bank of calls. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. And we'll try and work through these. 7:03, almost an hour on hold. Thank you, buddy. What's up?
John, I am so excited for this season and everything I've heard about camp. I'm thrilled.
And okay, so what's driving that? Because you've heard rocky reviews on both quarterbacks a little bit, and you're still feeling it. So walk me through what's driving that. Is it momentum off last year, or just what you've heard and seen with these guys? What is it?
I'm just excited about the offensive line. Like I've heard rave reviews about how the O-line does so far, even without Jags. And I think that'll be huge for Carr to get that protection, or Minchie, whoever wins, and be able to get the pass game rolling early.
Yeah, man, it's going to be really, really interesting. I got to tell you, I like the way this roster looks. Physically looks. Rob, I got you coming up. I do. I really like the way this roster looks. It's just all got to come together. I've been saying it forever. There are landmines all over the beginning of this schedule, and the margin is thin. Like I need the results to match how good I feel about this thing overall, but you got to make the plays.
And another thing I've heard is that the players and the coaches seem like super focused, and like the coaches aren't getting them on like every little thing, so they don't develop any bad habits. And the effort's there. Like they're not just happy they made it to the championship game last year; they won it all. So.
Yeah,
I'm loving that.
Yeah, man. And you know what else? You know what else I like is they're pretty good with being on message. Whenever you hear these guys talk, the players or the coaches or whatever, they always talk about like the team, like we're all in this together, and like the collective. Like I like the mind space a lot of these Notre Dame guys are in. They seem to get the big picture. Like it's about the family and the team, but you got to do your part to make it be good. I love that vibe. And I think Freeman is cultivating it, and people feel the freedom to be themselves while pulling from the same end of the rope with the team. I like it.
And like, I'm not too concerned about the quarterbacks because the defense usually wins these early scrimmages, the one-on-one scrimmages. So I have a feeling that they're going to get more used to throwing to the receivers. That connection's going to get there.
Man, I'm telling you,
if this
doesn't this feel like the year that passing game really becomes more dangerous? You should have a quarterback way more comfortable throwing to these guys, and I think there's a little more to work with the wide receivers. Do you feel that, or am I willing that because I want it and it's coming out?
I think we have a right to feel it, just the way like how well these guys were received in high school.
Yeah.
And how our coaching staff is now.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think Pauling and Fields can come in and make a big difference, like as the transfer guys. I've heard good things about Greathouse in it looking a little faster. You know what you have in Faison. Like I just I don't know. It's interesting.
Are you thinking All-American for Billy this year?
Yeah, I've heard he looks good. Billy, oh, Billy boy. It looks good, man. Stay healthy, too. That's the other thing. Stay healthy. Stay out. Cross your fingers. I don't want none of these big injuries in camp. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Damn it.
The one thing I'm going to have to get used to is KVA without the hair.
Yeah, I don't know about that move. Yeah, I like the hair. But man, that kid looks good running around. Oh, I love it. What an athlete. And he intuits the sport, and you can't teach that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm also excited about the freshmen, especially Nolan James and Elijah Burris. They're looking like they'll be our new love. And well, I guess Greyhouse could come back next year, but
yeah, that's another good point. And that's something I really wish was asked in the opening presser. What freshmen stand out? See if Freeman would kind of bait him into throwing some names out there. I am sincerely interested to see if any of these guys can contribute early or what their roles are, man. So what about the defensive side quickly?
Mm-hmm. Defensive side, we just need. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about the D-line. I mean, the veteran-laden group. I think we're going to get. I want to see a lot of rotations, especially against Miami because it's going to be hot. I want to see Bryce Young take that next step this year for sure. I want to see him be a difference maker every game, except not just for the punt block stuff. And I want to see Drake Bowen really take the leadership role. I mean, not quite as much as Manti, but I think he's probably going to be the main leader on defense, and hopefully will force some more turnovers. Yeah. And then the secondary, I want to see Bronte Johnson. I think he has that Kyle Hamilton-like ability.
Man, they just keep finding gems back there. They just keep on doing a good job at that secondary, and they just kind of replenish. And it's like each batch becomes longer and more athletic. It's it's pretty inspiring what they're doing back there. It's going to be interesting, man. Hey, thanks for touching base. It's been a few weeks. Appreciate you.
Yeah, John. Thanks. Well, I teach, so I just finished summer school, so definitely. Not this week, but next week I'll definitely make an effort to call in because I'll go in Colorado. It'll be fun.
Awesome, man. Dial me up. Have a good one. How much time you got? School's out for summer. Oh. Slip. $10 holler. Appreciate you very much. Rob's up, and oh boy, Happy Gilmore's brother. That's relevant. New movie out. He's coming up next. What's up, Rob?
Hey, John, how's it going?
It's going great, man. I feel the energy, and that is what feeds me. And I'm all worked up tonight. I'm just glad to talk about Notre Dame football again.
Same here. Same here.
Well, what's on your mind, man? What has stuck out to you early in camp? Good, bad, makes you worried, makes you confident? Where are you at on all these items?
Well, here's the thing. I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio, so you know that issue here with OSU fans, but I got to deal with that every day.
Ooh.
But I think the season is going to come down to two things right here. CJ Carr making the plays when he has to. I don't think that's going to come early in the season, but as we get further into the season, he's going to have to make some plays. Hopefully, he doesn't have to early in the season. And then let's just stay healthy because at the end of last year, that defensive line was held up by duct tape, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we would have beat Ohio State, but had we had a healthy defensive line, I think that last game in the national championship game would have been a little bit different. Whether we win or lose, we'll never know. But God, let's just stay healthy for 2025.
Yeah, when you look retrospectively, when you look back, I think one of the most impressive things was the way that Notre Dame got so beat up and just kept finding ways to grind out and win football games. Like they were nowhere near healthy, which is one of the top things you look at for playoff success. One of the things you measure is what are the healthier, deeper teams or whatever. And we were not, and they still almost won the championship. In retrospect, it's becoming more impressive to me the further away from it we get.
Exactly. And like I said, it's been, like I said, the last time we won in 1988, I just turned 13. You're a lot younger than me. It's been way too long. I love that feeling back in 88. And we should have had it in 93. We got screwed out of that national championship game.
It was the Bobby Bowden. It's the Bobby Bowden Lifetime Achievement Award. You got to give it to the old boy.
Right.
You got to give it to the old boy.
Right. But I still think the most talented team was the 1992 team with that backfield of Meyer, Bettis, and Reggie Brooks. That team had a hiccup with Stanford, and then they tied with Michigan. But it's just been too long. Like I said, I'm an Ohio boy. I've had to deal with Ohio State my entire life. Tried to get into Notre Dame. I didn't get there, despite having some great academic accolades. And I had to go to Ohio State, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And I've lived in Columbus now since pretty much 1998.
Ooh,
and it's tough to kind of deal with the with the Columbus cohorts here. But
how was the title game build up with that life? How was all of that national title stuff with all of this all intertwined with you the way it is? This is heavy stuff.
It was pretty rough.
Oh.
It was pretty rough because I knew if we lost, oh God, Jesus, we're going to have to deal with this for 9 months after the fact. But I mean, it hasn't been as bad as I thought, but at the same time, I was wishing so much for Texas to win that game.
Yeah.
But then once Jack Sawyer made that 98-yard
that was it
fumble return, and Texas was idiots with those stupid calls at the end. But I thought we would have beat Texas. I don't want to say no problem, but I still think we would have won that game. But like I said, it is what it is. But it was a hell of a run last year. And I just want to keep that going. And again, I love your show. You're awesome to listen to. And you're pretty much my go-to podcast. And a lot of the, Notre Dame fans in Columbus, Ohio really love your show, John. So I just can't give you enough accolades. So thank you so much for what you do.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for the kind words. Dude, I love doing this. There's nothing else I've ever wanted to do in my life than just worry and talk about and write about Notre Dame. And I love the interaction, man. Our fan base is so great, so loyal. People deserve to have their voice heard, not just be talked to, but be able to have their voice heard. And I feel honored and the responsibility to be able to give you guys a voice. It's a great thing. I love it. And I'm glad people like it.
Awesome. But John, really quick, but I mean, like I said, like my points, I think CJ Carr, I think it's just quarterback staying healthy. And I think we can finally win this thing after, 37 years. Do you agree?
Man, you're about to enter a window where Notre Dame is legitimately the closest they've been to a title since Lou was doing all of his stuff. I am dead serious, man.
Right.
Like this program's changed a lot. It is a big boy program, but that's not enough to get to the title. That you need extra for that, which means you got to have certain things that make that little difference to get you from second to first. They got to fall in place. And figuring out this quarterback and having the guy be the right guy and have good accelerating growth, that is a huge piece of getting this thing over the finish line to me.
Right. Yeah, and like the same thing, like in 88, because like I said, being a kid of the 80s, my first memory of Notre Dame was probably 83. My dad was a big Notre Dame fan, and I remember the Liberty Bowl with Blair Keel and Alan Pinkett. And if Notre Dame made it 7-5 during those seasons, it was considered a successful season. It wasn't anything special. That was the Jerry Faust years. But the thing was, that 88 season, I finally believed we could beat any team in the country.
Yeah.
Even when the Miami game in 1988. And I'm starting to kind of get that feeling again. Hopefully I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid too much because until you actually see it. But yeah, I'm just starting to kind of get that feeling again, and I'm hoping, everything. But the start of the season is going to be brutal. Like I said, with Miami, Texas A&M, but at the same time, I'm just starting to get that 1988 feeling where, hey, we can beat any team in the country. And that's what I felt. Like I said, I was just turned 13 years old at that time. And I really think, I said, but the injuries are the biggest thing. Cause like I said, last year, that defensive line especially was held up on duct tape.
Yeah, it was, it's impressive that when I look back at it, if you have some better health, man, it'll go a long way. So I don't know, man. Why don't you hit me up in a couple more weeks? Let's see how things go, see how you feel about
Absolutely.
it. And then let things sink in when we get a little more data, and then call back and we'll revisit some of this and we'll see if our intuition on a lot of this is right.
Absolutely, John. Thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot for the kind words. I really, really do appreciate
Yep.
it. Oh, thanks.
Yep.
You guys are nice. And then I cut him off. All right. We got a few more calls we're going to get in. Andrew Gilmore. And I know the people behind him are saying I'm going to let him go 20 and go off. We got to keep it tight. We got to keep it tight here. Oh, man. All right. We'll be back. We'll do this last. If you're like me, you've seen inflation eat away at your precious savings and watch the markets go unpredictably wild. This made me look into other ways to gain stable wealth over time. With that in mind, through the Always Irish community, I've been introduced to 7K Metals. 7K is helping everyday people like you and I gain access to real gold and silver, not stocks or paper promises, tangible assets. I've been able to consistently build a portfolio of gold and silver month after month without having to be an expert at all. You can simply sign up and start adding gold and silver to your portfolio every month, which is exactly what I do. I set it up, let it run, and have a little fun. It's about creating stable wealth through gold and silver. I believe in 7K so much, I decided to join as a full member. You get education, wholesale pricing that cannot be beat, easy purchasing, and cash outs with the Sound Money wallet. So if you're ready to take control of your financial future, visit my personal website, alwaysirishgold.com, via the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. You trust me, I trust 7K. Why not join today? This is not a membership, it's a movement. Now, you know what I wanted to do for that? What I wanted to do for that is I wanted to do silver and gold, 24 karat magic. And then I wanted to do, remember the Alabama leprechaun? I want to know where to go at. You remember? That's the best one. I want to know where to go at. I'm going to get it right. Oh, Andrew, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, buddy? I promise I'll be quick. I feel like I had to call in because the Love Fest kind of needs a little bit of a reality check.
Balance us out. Balance us out.
All right. So first thing, schedule. Hey, listen, there's no doubt Marcus Freeman won 3 really amazing football games at the end of last season. But this schedule is not last year's schedule. Can we all agree on that? Like he had the NIU, like, oh my God, the season could be over. He had one tough game, Louisville, and then the rest was a big coast to the playoffs. That's number one. We have to agree this year's schedule completely different. And so I want your people in the chat to think about that. Can he run a gauntlet? Because in 2023, he did have a gauntlet. He was not able to run that. So that's the first thing. Second thing, the quarterback. Right now, I feel like there's not a ton of buzz going on with the quarterbacks right now. A lot of overthrows by Kenny Minchie, and all the practice reports and the people who I know close to the situation say Carr is the better quarterback, making the better quarterback plays. Yet, why is Carr still running with the second team? There's like a cognitive dissonance here about that. And then, I'll let you address those 2 points, and then I got one other point. But, I mean, am I wrong on this? I mean, this is not an 8 Power 4 team schedule. This is, you're playing in the first 6 games, you're playing a real deal schedule.
Yeah, it's a combination of a bunch of factors. It's the front half of the schedule combined with all of the big changes in the new quarterback and everything. It's It's so Notre Dame, Andrew, that all these things combine at the same time. You catch a tough schedule early and you're mixing in a first-time starting quarterback. Like, that's what I say. I feel good about where all this is at, but there are landmines waiting every direction if you don't come in there ready right away. I mean, I'm with you. I'm worried about it. You know me.
Well, I'm just saying, everybody's saying how loaded we are, but we all know the quarterback position is more important than all the other positions combined.
It's true.
And so all I'm reading a lot is Minchie's overthrowing everybody, and Carr is supposed to be playing a little bit better than everybody, but yet Minchie's running with the ones. What's going on? Are the reporters just totally misinformed? Is Freeman and Denbrock playing some weird mind game with Carr that he's got to like win the job or something like that, like in the hard way? It doesn't make any sense to me. And so this next week of practices, especially when they put the pads on, I think it's going to tell the story. But I don't like what I'll just be very serious. I don't like what I'm hearing about quarterback right now. The second thing is everybody wants to refer back to last year and that Freeman's earned all this sort of credibility with us. And yes, there's no doubt about it. He won those 3 big games. But we do remember the first time when he tried to go with a homegrown quarterback, we finished 8-4. So this is the year that's going to really define who Freeman is as a coach, because he had opportunities to go to the portal, bring in another veteran quarterback. If this squad is so stacked, you know, he took a huge chance to go homegrown with a rookie quarterback. And then I've heard, people like Tim Hyde refer to different seasons when that's happened. Like, for example, 1990, when Notre Dame, went with Rick Meyer, who's a redshirt freshman quarterback, and that team was loaded with NFL talent, and they came up short. So this is sort of it would be an unprecedented situation for Freeman to take a redshirt freshman quarterback at Notre Dame and run the table. So that was his decision. The buck stops with him. It's a big decision of his to do that. And so I would just say that we're not playing like if this was last year's schedule, I say we coast to the playoffs. We're playing Miami, which is a top 10 defensive line and offensive line. You got Mike Elko telling people that he's got an SEC championship level team. He says, I have, 13 plus draftable players on my football team. And then you have all these kind of just tough games like Boise State, NC State, you name it. USC is going to be a lot better this year in Alfred Blood. So we'll find out about what Freeman's made of. And if Freeman can run the table, I'll be the first person to say he's better than Brian Kelly. But I'm pumping the brakes a little bit. I do remember when we lost at home to Stanford. I do remember when we went on the road to Louisville and got our butts handed to us. And then the week before, where Hartman really saved the entire season by getting the 4th and 20 run. So my whole thing is I'm not anti-Freeman. I'm not pro Kelly. I tell it like it is. And I just say that in my opinion, Freeman has not earned this type of discussion where all of a sudden he's like the next Urban Meyer or something like that. He's got to run it back year 2, and we're going to find out about him in terms of his decision making. Did he make the right decision to let Angeli go? Did he make the right decision to not bring in a veteran quarterback, especially if this roster is loaded, is what you're saying? So that's going to make or break the season, because if you have a good quarterback, he's going to take you to the playoffs and you can make a deep playoff run. If you made the wrong decision on quarterback, it's 9-3 and you're going back to the Gator Bowl. So I think that's the season right there.
It is. Man, it's just, what about all does Freeman, how much credit does he get for winning the postseason games that we've struggled in before, finding a way to win them? And his record against the top 25 is really strong. Like most or second most wins of that batch of coaches that are into year 4. Even with the bad losses, he's been able to do like some good things. Like that doesn't get you that far. It's like, what are you going to do for me now?
Well, there's no doubt about it that those 3 wins at the end of the year it gave him his contract extension. He got his extension. He's taken care of. But what I would say is how much can really carry over from last year? You don't have Riley Leonard there anymore. You don't have team captains like Riley Mills and Howard Cross on the defense. You don't have a generational player in Xavier Watts. can you reload immediately? There's no such thing as allowing a rebuild at Notre Dame. Everybody's saying that they're just more loaded than ever. And I would just say that, yeah, you can say that there's a lot of talent on this football team, but really, you and I have all seen this. We've watched football our entire lives. If you get quarterback wrong, your season can totally turn. And I think that they have the type of schedule where it's not automatic victories. You're not playing Georgia Tech with Georgia Tech's quarterback injured. You know what I mean? You're not playing 3 MAC teams this year. You scheduled Boise State, who's the best team in the group of 5, as one of your group of 5 opponents. So all I'm saying is this is not laid out to just be an automatic run to the playoffs. There's more question marks than I think even the national press. Like, Freeman's getting a lot of love, but this is going to be, I would say this is his most challenging year as a coach, because you give him sort of a mulligan for year one. He's in year one trying to win the room over. He stays in control with Buckner and Pine instead of going out and getting a quarterback. Okay, fine. Year 2, you do the right thing. You get Hartman, but you don't do the right thing. You don't get any good wide receivers. That blows up the season. Year 3, you lose to NIU and you rally the team, but you rally the team largely because you had a ridiculously easy schedule for the rest of the year, and nobody can argue with that. I mean, their best wins last year getting into the playoffs were against the 2 academy schools. Like, they're going to be playing a much tougher slate this year. So all I have to say is I'm not willing to crown Freeman as the next Ara Parseghian yet. He's got to go out and do some work this year.
He's got more credibility in the bank that carries over with me than you're giving him. But you're right about this year. And just saying we feel good about the program and the bodies and whatever, like, you could still lose 2 games early. You know what I mean? Like, you could still feel that and lose 2 or 3 games in the front half of the schedule. Like, you could, but you're right. You got to pick the right quarterback is the number one thing here. You got to be right. You got to be right. And that guy's got to get better the more he plays.
Yeah, and I'll just end on this. Go ask Josh Heupel in Tennessee, a playoff team who went into Arkansas and got beat last year. So, and they were a loaded team. I mean, they were in a very similar situation, starting a redshirt freshman quarterback. So I just put that out there that everybody's saying that, Freeman's, arrived. He's the next big thing. He should be higher on the coaching ratings than Dan Lanning. It's just like, okay, fine. But we're going to find out. Dan Lanning's got himself Dante Moore, who I don't know. I mean, we'll find out if
I've heard of him, Andrew. I've heard of him. I've heard of that guy before.
So I just put it out there. I'm not anti-Freeman, but I'm not like the people in the chat who are just so willing to say that this guy is the next big thing. It's like, you got to prove it. And you know what? And if we want to go back to the playoffs, I put so much more stock in beating Penn State the way Notre Dame beat Penn State in that comeback win. It was such an improbable win. Then I do the Georgia game, because really the Georgia game hinged on 2 plays. It was the strip sack at the end of the half,
the kick,
which was unbelievable, and then the kick return. You subtract that out, Georgia's potentially beating us 10-7 or something like that.
But let me flip it.
That was not a game. That was not a game that you could replicate and say we're going to go out and play that game 10 more times.
I get that, but
8 out of 10.
Let me flip it on you. You're saying that, but I'll flip it on you and say, for all of the Kelly years, pretty much, and then early in Freeman, you would be saying, how come in the biggest moments we don't make those 1 to 2 plays in the biggest games against the best teams that change the outcome, and then you finally got it, and now there's a way to take away from it. You were the team that made those couple plays that made a loss a win in the big stage. And it's like, can't I just be happy with that?
Absolutely. That's absolutely fair to say. And by the way, I'm not some Kelly apologist. Me and you first, I got on your radar after Notre Dame got their butts kicked by Alabama in the 2020 playoffs. So, I was not happy. I was not a happy camper when I reached out to you.
Yeah.
With that said, Brian Kelly never had the portal the same way that Marcus Freeman has in terms of being able to fill the holes. You know what I mean? Like, he had to build it from scratch. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, and again, I think that the chat's going to hate hearing this, but Kelly did not lose games like NIU. And Freeman, in some ways, I think you have to agree with this, Sean, even if you don't want to, got bailed out by the fact that we had an expanded playoff last year. Because if it was under the same rules when Kelly was the coach, he's playing at a BCS game. He is not playing for the national championship. They're 6 or 7. They're playing at the Fiesta Bowl, and they get whoever they get. And it's, whoever wins, who cares, because you're not the national champ. So he has benefited a lot. He got the opportunity to get into playing some games that, whereas when Kelly was the coach, there was no chance to do that. So I just put that out there.
Oh man, I want you to, I understand what you're saying. I just don't want it to come to fruition. I understand it. And you got to pick the right quarterback. And I was going to ask you,
maybe he's shrewd and he's done it. And I don't want to be a broken record. I think the way they've developed Carr has been all wrong. It's shocking to me that Minchie's still running with the ones, even though that every practice report from any person that I respect is saying that Carr's throwing the ball better. What are we waiting for? We've only got 20 some odd practices before we play what some people think is a top 10 matchup in Miami. And then we know A&M is going to be a big time matchup. What are we waiting for? Is Carr better than Minchie? If not, I need to see that Minchie's tearing it apart. All I'm reading is Minchie's overthrowing wide receivers. So it's are we is it possible that both quarterbacks aren't that solid right now? I don't know. That's what I'm throwing out there.
oh man, we're gonna get some tough answers, Andrew. But hey, we had mostly all positivity. It's perfectly fair for you to call in and balance things out a little bit. And the other thing I'll say to the chat, I know it's coming from a good place. You're not trolling. You're not a secret Ohio State fan or nothing. I know that. I know that.
Well, I'll just end on this. When most of these people in the chat, a lot of the young guys were in diapers. I was going to games in the late 90s, early 2000s. I have a huge connection with Notre Dame. Shane Walton is a personal family friend. I was at the Notre Dame Purdue game in 2000 when Notre Dame, with a backup tight end, upset and beat Purdue. Nick Setta hit a game-winning field goal. So I'm more Notre Dame than anybody. I'm just not willing to crown anybody until they deserve it. And I've been around. I've watched everything in college football. I know what a real coach looks like, and I have my doubts about Freeman. That's all I have to say.
Has he not got Notre Dame closer to where you want to be than anybody in our lifetime since Lou, though? Doesn't that count? How much does that count?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That run was magical last year. I think there are some questions whether or not he can run it back.
But you're not going to crown him until he gets the actual crown, right?
Well, no, that's not even true. Let's do it. Let's run it back 2 years in a row and then a much harder schedule. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tougher slate than last year.
Yeah, it is. And we're going to get answers soon enough, Andrew. We're going to have a few more weeks of this and we're going to get some real answers. That's a lot to think about, man. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you, Andrew. Safe travels. Are you back already? You back from Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Glad you made
By
it.
the way, Vegas is dead right now.
Yeah.
It was dead there.
Dude, I follow a YouTube channel and the guy's from Vegas and all he does is break down why Vegas is failing. It's amazing some of the numbers. They got problems out there.
Yeah, totally. Or just last thing, I was at the Cosmopolitan Hotel and I always thought it was my favorite hotel, and it's just geez,
yeah,
it's not what it used to be. So
yeah. All right, Andrew, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you on Patreon. Thanks.
All right,
see ya. Oh boy, hey, he's pushing back. Let's balance it out because I know Nick Dean isn't going to agree with him. Nick, are you okay after that call?
Yeah. Hello.
What's going on, man? What do you make of all this? You're on. I got you. I hear you.
Okay. First things first. Last year was magical.
Yeah.
I've been a Notre Dame fan since 1971. Okay. The only year close to last year was 88 for me that I remember. Okay. The fact that people can't understand Marcus Freeman is building a team really upsets me.
Yeah.
It takes time to build a team, right? I mean, we can all understand that. Kent Andrew, Phil Haig, Pat Cotter, Angela Rudiger, everybody can understand it takes time to build a team. And that's what Marcus Freeman is doing right now.
Yeah,
So-
man, I feel it. I feel the program building in the right direction. There are real landmines waiting for this team the first half. And I have an anxiety that I don't want the scoreboard to not match where I think the program is in the big picture. And it's a tough needle to thread with these moving pieces and moving parts of the quarterback being number one. There's just a lot that's got to get sorted out. But I'm not going to tell any Notre Dame fan that you shouldn't be positive about Notre Dame heading into this year. There's a lot of reasons to be, but there are worries too.
There are worries. I give you that. But do I want to focus on the negative or do I want to focus on the positive? For 37 years, Notre Dame has had to focus on the negative. Thank you, Brian Kelly, Charlie Weiss, Tyrone Willingham, what was his name? Bob Davies, all those guys. Thank you. Thank you for making Notre Dame focus on the negative for 37 years. For the last 2 years, I can actually see that the program is going in a positive direction.
Yeah.
Like it should have been for 37 years. And Andrew, love you, brother. Love the fact that you're a Notre Dame fan. I will never say you're not a Notre Dame fan. But golly, dude, be a little bit positive every once in a while.
Man,
the glass is not always half full.
I used to be known as the negative Notre Dame guy, like for a long time, and I thought it was justified.
I know.
I thought it was justified when I was known as the negative guy, and now I have people that are saying I'm too positive all the time now, and I'm losing my touch because I'm not mad every day. Can't win. I can't win. I was too much one. Now I'm too much the other.
Dude, you are like the median, okay? Because a guy like me, 54 years old, way too happy. Oh my gosh, we won 3 playoff games. Oh my gosh, we won 2 bowl games. We haven't won 2 bowl games, 2 major bowl games in the last 30 years, and we won 2 games last year. And oh my gosh, Notre Dame is coming back. And then I hear Andrew say, Marcus Freeman sucks. Notre Dame sucks. And he's supposed to be a Notre Dame fan. I think he is a Notre Dame fan. But Kent is probably more of a Notre Dame fan than Andrew is right now, in my opinion.
Man, it's just
that's just my opinion.
It's tough, and
opinion.
Everybody handles all of this differently. Like how you fan, like I don't know, man. It's just I have a little more belief in Freeman than I think Andrew does. Like overall, I do, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong for that, or maybe it's subconsciously me wanting to back up, me pushing for him to get the job, and like that I want that to be right in the back of my head. Like I don't know, but I've seen Notre Dame start to do things they haven't done yet in my adulthood for sure, and that is a really good green light to me, a green flag.
I told one of my coworkers when Marcus Freeman got the job, Notre Dame was going to win 2 national championships within the next 5 years because Marcus Freeman got the job.
Ooh.
And that was 4 years ago. Right? This is his 4th year.
Yep.
So that was 4 years ago. And that coworker come up to me and he said, Notre Dame's got to win the national championship in the next 2 years. You think it's still going to happen? I said, I think it's still going to happen.
Well, I think it's still going to happen. A lot of things got to fall into place. It's just, it's going to be an interesting journey. It's going to be a wild ride. And I want to see what direction this goes in, man. Hey, thanks for waiting. And you're making it to the tailgate or what?
Oh yeah. Yeah. My wife and I were having a weenie roast tonight, and she said, your family reunion got moved to Sunday. I said, oh, really? Yeah, your aunt called me today. It got moved to Sunday. I said, Okay, so what's that mean? She goes, we can go to the Always Irish tailgate. I said, we're there.
Perfect. Oh man, things are just falling into place in Notre Dame land. It wouldn't be the same without you. I think you guys have been at every one I've done. So I'm really glad that it's worked out and you're not going to miss family time to do it. Thanks a lot for being here. Thanks for supporting me the way you do. Tell the wife I said hi.
Hey, thanks for supporting us, man. We love the hell out of Always Irish, and we always love the Golden Dome. Right?
Oh man, it's a beautiful thing, my friend. We'll be there soon enough. We'll see it. This looks like a new caller. You never know what you're going to get. Is this Washington 206 up in the mix? What's going on?
Hey, it's Nick here. He threw me off by the previous caller being Nick as well.
Hey, welcome to the show, man. Looks like I don't have a call log from this number. Am I right? Is it Washington? What are we dealing with here?
Yeah, Seattle, first time.
Oh man, thanks for joining. Always love to bring new callers in the mix, and I would love to hear what's on your mind in Notre Dame land. Thank you for waiting.
Yeah, that there was a lot to unpack with the previous call by Andrew. So, a couple things I wanted to point out is, Mitchie running for one doesn't mean that he's going to be a first team. It means that the coaches are checking things out and trying things out. Don't be surprised if next practice Carr's running with the ones.
Yeah.
And as far as throwing interceptions, it's just practice. They're testing limits. They're trying to see what works. It's not like a game time situation where they have to be careful.
Yeah. Do you also think maybe there is genuinely a little bit of rust and a little bit of nerves to get going? Like, I could totally understand that, especially with quarterbacks knowing this is a competition, that you've been sitting on this, knowing this was coming. It doesn't really surprise me at all, maybe, that they're a little wound tight. I want to be understanding of that. But I also understand fans waited all this time to get to this week. The first thing you want to hear is not negative stuff about the quarterbacks. I think this could all be true at once.
Well, that was the first practice. Nobody's going to be perfect right out the gate, right? And they got to work together, build some chemistry. It's only the first practice, so you can't expect perfection right out the gate.
Do you have a guy you would like to see win, or are you more like, I'm going to sit back, see what happens, and trust the coach's judgment and how it goes, and I'm going to root for whoever it is? Or do you have a strong feeling one way or another for a specific reason?
I think it'll be Carr because from what people have said, he throws it different, and he's got the cerebral mind for this. I think him and Denbrock are probably chomping at the bit, getting ready for the season. I bet after last year, Denbrock was kind of handicapped with his hand side, but he's probably looking forward to slinging it this year.
Yeah, it's I really sincerely want to believe that regardless of who gets this job, the Notre Dame passing attack is going to be a little more dangerous. Like, I really want to believe that this year. And if I'm wrong, then somebody tell me I'm wrong. But I just think there's more to work with in the wide receiver room, and you're going to have a quarterback more comfortable throwing it. I really hope we see that. It would go a long way to going from number 2 to number 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you have to think, with and Jelly last year, someone that had game experience in the playoff situation, and he was a number 3 quarterback and transferred out. So what does that say about our number 1, number 2?
Yeah, man. And then what do you think about the defensive side of the ball? Do you have any anxiety with Ash taking over, or are you a believer in the talent to the point where you think it's going to be strong again? What do you think?
As long as these guys can stay healthy, we should be in good shape. And as far as Ash taking over, he's got the playbook. He understands it. He knows what the mission is. So I think it's going to be him, just running Notre Dame defense, not trying to tweak anything, not trying to put a spin on anything. And I think that he's got the football IQ to run this and call the right plays. There's a reason why Freeman and the guys hired him. They know better than us. They've talked to him. They've interviewed him. So if they pass the test with the coaches, what are we supposed to say, right?
Yeah, it's man, there's a lot to see here. There's a lot to monitor. And we're going to get answers to all these questions soon enough. And we'll see what happens. Anything else, my friend? Thanks for touching base for the first time. Save the number.
Yeah, no problem. It's nice that we have football this month, and I can't wait to see what the team looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. Hey, thanks. I always love getting new callers, man. Save the number. Call again in a couple weeks when we have a little more clarity in camp, and we'll revisit this.
All right, we'll do. Thank you.
Have a good one. Man, what a nice guy. Nice caller. Nice caller. I hate to tell you guys, but this show's got to end at some time. We're already at 2:14, and every time I think we're at the end of the calls, 5 more people call. I'm going to have to cut it at some point. 859, what's going on, Tim?
Yeah, John?
Yeah.
Hello. Hey, first of all, I appreciate you taking care of that cannon for me. All right, I'm going to keep this calm, but I'm pushing back on Gilmore.
Okay.
First of all, to sit there and say you're the number one Notre Dame fan in this group because you knew a Sean Walton, obviously know who he is, and it's ironic he brought up the game that he went to with the kick against Purdue. Unfortunately, that was the last game I got to see with my father, who passed away the next fall. Okay? So I don't want to hear this garbage. He's looking for a reason to blame Freeman. What are you going to keep doing? Let's go. I'll give him his 1 point. He was right about the schedule. He was right about that. It is tougher. I don't know if we're going to make it. We got to let it play out because in 3 practices, maybe today it's up to 4 practices, he's running with the 2s. Would you let it play out and see how it does it? He's looking to blame Freeman because deep down, I didn't say he doesn't have anything with Freeman. Yeah, he does. You can read between the lines. And he does not live and die. John, he doesn't. And it ticks me off. You want the Rutgers, son. What's your time? Those are your ties to Notre Dame. How about doing the work to go to the school and actually graduate if you're such a diehard Notre Dame fan? That stuff just ticks me off because he's looking for Freeman to fail. Because if you keep going out and getting a quarterback, you're never going to be able to recruit a quarterback. You're not. What are you supposed to do? You can't have it both ways.
See, man, that's really, really interesting because I think deep down we all felt like at some point we would like to see Freeman pick a young quarterback to hitch the wagon to, be a foundational piece, grow with for multiple seasons. But there's risk in that. Like, everybody likes the concept of that more than the process of going through that. And then it's like, well, you could, if you feel this good about all the other areas of the team, go get a quarterback with experience, come in here and win it, right? But I think we all were open to the idea of having a young guy to build with, but nobody likes the process.
I don't have a bad year where we don't make the playoffs. I get that. But they're acting like all these other past coaches didn't have hiccups. Look at Holtz's first 2 years, for God's sakes. The way he ended his second year was kind of iffy. Then he went on his magical run for 5 years. But it's also apples and oranges because you only had to win 11 games and then 1 bowl game. And you didn't have a transfer portal. You didn't have to deal with NIL. I think Freeman's done a hell of an incredible job. You can sit there and say whatever. But you have a certain fan base built in that they don't outwardly come out and say it, but they do not like Marcus Freeman. And I think some of them really want him to fail. I do. I honestly believe that. And like we said, look, Leonard Kelly, if we had 1 or 2 key injuries, we were done. How many we have last year? Because people also forgot, besides the defensive line, how about we have our All-American cornerback back there on that wide receiver? That might have helped too.
Yeah. It's, man, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's what's going to happen, Tim? What if Notre Dame takes a step back this year? What if they drop a couple games in the front half of this season because the quarterback's struggling to find his footing against better teams than we're used to playing or whatever, all back-to-back in that first half? Like then what? Does that mean you lose all? Do you start questioning Freeman, or are you like, how will it go? What will be the understanding level if you did that? Yeah.
The fan, John, you've analyzed it 100%. We could be a great team by the end of the year, but could we lose 2 or 3 games in the first part? Yeah. And they'll want to run Marcus Freeman out of town, which I don't get. Because here's my question: who do you think is going to do a better job? He's built depth. He's built the culture. He's made Notre Dame cool again. I mean, my God, because let it play out. Okay, they all have these sources. I love this. They all have these sources. We pay these coaches millions of dollars. So you're trying to tell me you have more inside information than they do? You're not there day in and day out. If you are, then why aren't you coaching at the Division I level?
Yeah, it's, man, I knew this was going to happen when Andrew let her rip. I knew it. But Is it fair to have somebody balancing out the positivity? Because it's been a very upbeat show. I was upbeat. Like, is it fair to have somebody try and balance it out?
No, here, I'll finish by saying, it's your program. You run a hell of a job, and everybody loves it. You have a right to run it any way you want. You're right. You do. But for somebody, and you know this, and I do with all the sports, that somebody that lives and dies it and put the work in there and it knows the special place it is, I don't appreciate. He doesn't live and die it. It's like he wants to put us in the Big Ten. He has a little gleeful thing. Oh, yeah, we could lose a few games. Okay. Maybe you're right. No doubt he's a smart guy. No, he is a smart guy. No doubt. But he just wants to prove, yeah, I'm the smart man in the room. I'm going to prove you guys all wrong. Do you really think it affects his mood? I'm a psycho job. I know it. John, that's when you and I clicked.
Well, there's a compliment. There's a compliment.
You've said it yourself.
Yeah. John. Oh, I know. And I know I'm that way too. I know I'm that way too. This is tough. I don't know. Like, what if somebody just said everybody's going to fan the way they're going to fan? Some people want to think everything's great. You're going 12-0. Other people, maybe they want a lower bar so that they hope they feel better about the reality than where they're starting from. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I know people that will set the bar low because they want to be excited when you exceed it. Like, it's everybody's brain is so different with all this.
Well, look at Miami for me. I had to do my freshman year. I had to deal with a 58-7 debacle, and then my junior year, we looked like we shot it, to turn it around, and we go down there and get shut out 20-0. Now we got the ultimate revenge.
Yeah,
and I honestly think in '89 we would have won that game had Holtz let him fight. He cut that whole team off by the knees by not he took their heart away.
Yeah, man.
Miami, if you grew up in my era, Miami was, I know it was a sacrilege, was bigger than USC because we dominated USC. That was a period where we had beaten them 13 years in a row. From the early 80s through, I think Holtz's last year was 97, through 97. Yeah, SC, you have to know the history. So that's still always going to be the biggest game. And so I guess this is probably going to be the last year because that's the stuff I'm seeing that's going to go off the books. But Miami was across the board. That was the game. And like one of the best lines, Jack Nolan had a thing when you saw that in the Catholic versus Convent things where, I did that phrase. We called Jimmy Johnson the Antichrist.
Yeah. Yeah. It's man, this Miami game is going to it's going to hit people real hard. It's very personal to a lot of people.
Don't worry. Man. If we lose that night, I will not call your show. I don't want you getting bad. I will not call your show. I'll listen. I will not call.
Hey, we all need to vent, and it can't just be when things are good. So everybody's entitled to vent, and you can do whatever you want, and like everybody can do what they need to do. Just don't get me banned on the internet. Anything else, Tim? Everybody's different. I always tell people, don't let anything anybody else says in the chat or on the phones bother you all night. You know what I mean? Like, don't.
I don't, but that's why I don't get in the chat on that because it's just like, it's like, okay, but John, you got to understand, people know me, and you tell, like you said, I go and rant about fucking women's basketball programs for God's sakes.
Yeah.
That's another whole long story when we're in the middle of March because that's Digger Phelps 2.0. But it does mean something. I don't care what sport it is. If we lose a game, I'm in a bad mood. That does not make me a mentally stable person.
Yeah,
I'll just low IQ. I'll just go low IQ. But I live and die the place that much. The only place I applied. It's the only place I wanted to go. I grew up in that area. It was the premier place.
Yeah.
Now it's just like it freaked my mind out because I had a friend to put a kid there. I didn't realize this. If you're a top student let's say after the last 20 years, they recruit you. I said, what? I didn't know he played sports. No, they recruit your students because they select from the Dukes, the North Carolinas, the Michigans. I about lost my mind. I said, are you kidding me? It was not like that in the 80s. I told you that. You had if you wanted to go to Notre Dame, and if you were born when I was, you guys would have gotten it. You got advanced degrees. I know you guys have very good jobs. It's a different environment.
Yeah.
That's why I think the generation now doesn't live and die as much.
Yeah.
You know who you're older, Carl.
Yeah. It's oh man, it is. I respect that you are so dedicated to every different sport too, man. I really do. Like I'll get a text from you about a random game I didn't even know was going on in Notre Dame, and you're mad about it. And it's like women's volleyball or something, and you're mad, or fencing or something. It's like, God bless you, man. I love you for that. We need you.
That's all right. I really appreciate your prayers and concern, John. I love you too. I'll listen, but I had to push back on that. I was like, no. Especially kind of held nerve when he referenced that game, because that was the last one with my dad. Because we would go to a game every year after I graduated. And I mean, that was a hell of a game because, yeah, we had the backup quarterback kick the field goal. So, and the guy that actually played tight end that game, did you ever see the movie The Longest Yard with the guy, Sandler?
Yeah.
Our Notre Dame guy was in that movie.
Who? Joe?
Prison guard.
Yeah, I was gonna say Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz in that movie.
No, Joey Diaz.
Or was it Nash? Was it Nash in that movie too? Was it Kevin Nash?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Good.
That's funny. Oh, that's good, man. Man, Tim, I love you, buddy. I love your personality is. I love how much Notre Dame means to you, man. Gary Godsey, they're saying
one more.
Mike Goolsby says Gary Godsey.
Yeah. That's who it is. Yeah, he nailed it. Yeah, and I just special because hell, I jumped up. My dad was 81 at the time, and I tackled him, and he fell in the stands.
Yeah. Oh man, Tim, I love you, buddy.
Unfortunately, that was the last game we ever got to watch together in that stadium. So
stay loyal,
anyway, John. Take care. I appreciate you taking the call.
Stay
I think
loyal.
I made one slip, so I apologize about that.
Hey, one F word per call is a good average for you, Tim. Have a good rest of your night, buddy. I love you. Have a good one. Tim and Tom. Okay? Both of them are old school Notre Dame guys, really extremely Catholic, but they let it rip. They let it rip. They absolutely let it rip. Oh, God, that's funny. 219, you're on the line. One more, and then we're wrapping up. I got to get going, man. 2.5 hours. What's going on, 219 on the line?
Hey, John, it's BVG should be coach.
Oh, man, that's such a good moniker and the good picture and everything. And you're here for a lot of what I do, if not almost all of it. I appreciate your support over the years, brother.
Yeah, I've been watching you since I want to say 2017 when we lost to Clemson one of those times. I don't even have Twitter, but I was looking at your Twitter, and that was the only thing that made me smile that night.
Oh,
I was watching you blow up.
I appreciate it, man. Like I always said, let me blow up so you don't have to. Johnny's here for the people. Let me blow up, and maybe it'll take some stress off you.
I will try to keep this as respectful towards Andrew as possible. Love him as an ND fan, somewhat. I disagree with a lot of his takes. I do think Carr is the better quarterback.
That was a funny story. That was a funny start, though, when you were like, I love Andrew. Like, sometimes. Like, I love Andrew as a fan. I guess sometimes. That was funny to me. Sorry.
You're fine. But he says, first off, Brian Kelly never had an NIU. USF, Tulsa, Navy twice,
Ooh.
Duke, Northwestern.
Woof.
Sid,
Woof.
If you're in the chat, let me know if I miss any. Northwestern went 4-8. His like 5th or 6th season at Notre Dame with like 50 years head coaching experience. Not only that, count how many times he got blown out by like 42-12 or some shit like that. Sorry, 42-14 or something like that. Towards the end of his tenure, when we lost to Cincinnati, I remember saying, or not, maybe not 2020, but the last time we were close to making the playoff to Cincinnati here, I remember sitting there when they were calling out who was going to be on the playoffs, praying. And this is as an ND fan that wants to see them all, see them win it all and never has. I remember praying that, hoping that we don't go to the playoff because I don't want us to get embarrassed again. Are you serious? And then you want to talk about quarterbacks and wide receivers? How many years under Kelly who was recruited, as an offensive guru, as a quarterback guru. How many quarterbacks ended up being elite? He had all that time to develop. How many years has it been since like Samardzija that we've been talking about wide receivers? We need wide receivers. We need wide receivers. We need wide receivers. You want to talk about the good teams at Notre Dame? All of them were led by elite defensive coordinators. Yeah, he hired them. But still, he also hired BVG, which I will give BVG credit because he's the only defensive coordinator to blow out Michigan and shut them out in Notre Dame history. But still, he never recruited. He never developed. I think it was after Northwestern. All he had to do was punt. He didn't punt. He went for it, and we ended up losing that game. I went to that game. And you know what he said to the media? When they asked him if he would do that again, he said, yes, I would. Shut up.
Hey, you know what happened to me? Listen,
freaking kidding me?
I don't do traffic. So when we were running out the clock, I left to go get to my car and get on the highway. It was very cold that day too, November, I remember. And I left when all we had to do was run out the clock. I left to go get in my car. In the moment between the walk, I walked out of there feeling like we won. I turned on the car, realized we lost.
Oh my God, I was miserable. I was at that game with my dad, and we couldn't even find our car, and it was snowing on the ground.
Yeah, it was cold. That was cold. But okay, now let's fast forward though. All right, like you have your disagreement or whatever, but what about now? What do you think are the realities now? How good is this program now? What are you expecting from them this year in a few weeks?
Now I expect us to make it to the playoff. That's my expectation. I could see us possibly not making it to the playoff because we have a fresh quarterback or a new quarterback, a first-time starter. I will say that. However, this team is very talented and loaded. We have 11 returning starters, and a lot of the guys who are going to be starting for the first time have experience from last year. We have talent that we haven't seen before. We have depth we haven't seen before. That's why we made the run. We have a coach that doesn't just say, oh, it's a business trip. Fundamental football as a freaking pump-up speech. Are you kidding me? I think we're on our way to winning an Natty. Maybe not this upcoming year, but the year after or the year after that.
Yeah,
your quarterback is now.
You're entering the winning window.
Quarterback is.
Yeah, you're entering the winning window, I think. And a lot of people, and I think Goolsby talks about this on Patreon all the time about the next few years is that window. And man, 26 is a year. A lot of people are circling it to be year 2 of whatever quarterback situation we end up being in. It'd be year 2 of that. So yeah, you're entering your winning window and you got to get it over the hump. If you feel like you're getting this close, you better get it over the hump.
Oh yeah. And with the wide receivers, we have Greathouse, we have Faison, we have Malachi Fields. We actually see on paper, it's not just the media beat writers when it was under Kelly, saying, "Oh, our wide receivers are great," and then they can't even catch a pass. It's actually on the field results. Greathouse started breaking out last year. Faison has been breaking out.
Yeah,
we're there. We won. We got over the big game hump, over the bowl game hump. We beat Georgia for the first time ever. We beat Penn State and took the series back. We won 3 playoff games. The first time ever that you had to win 4.
Yeah,
Kelly hasn't won 1. He went to LSU to recruit because it was easier to recruit. They have lower academic standards. They're from the SEC, which they were paying players well before it was allowed. And he went there, lower academic restrictions. They're in a hotbed for recruiting. And I don't care how old you are or how much money you make. That doesn't mean you're an ND, Get out of here.
Man, Dave.
Sorry, I'm just fired up. I'm fired up.
I love it, man. I love the energy, though. I'm just glad that everybody's into this. And even if you differ on your opinions, everybody cares that's here. Everybody, I just like that everybody cares this much. I like that it's this personal to everybody. That's what this is all about. And we're going to get some clear answers here. And we're going to be able to see where this really is at starting out in a few weeks. And then we'll be able to figure out who's right or wrong or where this is all at. But I think now is the time of year where everybody's undefeated and you're going to have a lot of positivity. Everybody's undefeated. Everybody's convincing themselves their team's got a chance. Anything on the way out, man, thanks for reaching out and thanks for being here every day.
Oh yeah, no problem. One last thing about the quarterback situation. Carr threw 3 interceptions. Mincy threw 1. It's not looking to be the greatest off that first practice in quarterback. The thing about practice though is, I train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been training it for about 13 years, MMA for 5. One thing I want to say, I listened to Jocko Willink, and he has like a short that says good. And it's like, if anything goes bad, he says good. And what he means is, I'd rather tap out on the mat than tap out on the street. Meaning, I would rather screw up in practice than screw up when it matters. That's what practice is for. You don't want to go into Miami with just running the ball like we always do. You need to make a play. You need to make a play downfield, and you can't do that because you never tested it or you never practiced it. When OSU beat us at home and last year, what were the 2 back-breaking plays that beat us? Passes downfield. That like 4th and 11 when it was at home. Yeah, we had 10 guys on the field for 2 plays. And yeah, we had one-on-one coverage. But if you don't have a quarterback that can throw the ball downfield, you're not. If OSU didn't have that, they're not beating us either time. No offense, Ken.
Yeah, it's yeah. Oh man, this is going to be interesting. So let's see what happens. Let's see how camp progresses. And we're going to get answers. People are going to be right or wrong on all these takes or anything, man. Hey, thanks for calling and always being around. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Man, people are getting fired up. Jeez. Andrew Gilmore injecting the energy into the second half of the show. Once he did that, it lit a fuse. Last caller of the night, 859 on the line. Welcome.
Hey, Johnny.
What a good way to end. Wherever this is headed, what a good way to end. We're already doing the voices. I like it.
My guy, Johnny Boy. I originally I had a whole skit planned, and I just got to say, I came here to party. It's Saturday night. I see Always Irish is streaming live, and I thought this is it, man. This is my, and you guys have in the chat have successfully brought up and on the line every single terrible, awful, nightmarish, hellacious thing that has happened since I've started becoming a Notre Dame fan.
I was going to say, welcome to the life of my existence in Notre Dame land. For most of my life, whatever could go wrong, it goes wrong in spectacular fashion. Like, so forgive me. I enjoy
I come here for the good. I love it, man.
It's scar tissue, baby. It's scar tissue that I wish you saw my entire life.
It is. We had all these Notre Dame teams, man, but old ND teams, we had no 5 stars. Yeah, we were getting boat raced right after halftime by, Bama, Ohio State, everybody. Yeah. And this was just the standard. This was the business. And look at the recruiting. And listen, this is a message just to the whole chat. The recruiting is different. It's different. And if you're paying attention, you've already seen it. It's every single day it's different. It's hype. And shout out to my homie Hot Sauce. His brother is playing defensive back for the Irish. That's Carson Hobbs. And it's just, dude, it's exciting. It's exciting. All I got to say is it's different. And I can't wait that this last season and everything, there were shortcomings. Yes, there were highs and lows. Let me tell you, that was the emotional roller coaster. Only thing would have been better would have been a win and the Natty, but the whole entire season going from it's been recapped countless times, but just coming out week 1 with A&M and then dropping to Northern, and then going to the national championship and then losing the national championship. Boy, what a amazing season, man. Look, it's Saturday. Okay. I came here to party. I just want to tell you, I love you, Johnny. I got to send you some messages, man. I got to send you some artwork, brother. So check your Instagram and I got to say, man, shout out to my homies in T-Loca. We're going into our 12th season of fantasy football. They may hear this. I'll clip it. But congratulations also to you, Johnny, just for the success on the show, man. Glad to
thank you.
jump in here and thank you for taking the call tonight, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man. I like the way you started that. Yeah, call me back when we get a little further into camp and do that voice again, would you?
Oh, yeah, you got it, brother. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Dude, that's really, really good. That's really good. That's great.
Hey, one more thing for the chat. Hey, I'm saying this on my way out, and good night. Let's go Irish.
I like it. Thanks a lot, buddy. Ava, how much time you got, buddy? Good night, buddy. What a good way to end it. I thought that was pretty damn good, to be honest. He sounds like the Mach for real, bro. Straight up. I kept seeing that promo in my head of when he switched over to WCW and they first interviewed him, and he just says, I'm here to push the limits. Oh, yeah. It's just, I love these personalities. All right, you guys. I'm really glad we did this tonight. I think this was very therapeutic. I thought we had, I don't know, you guys. It's weird. We'll end on this. And there are still a bunch of calls. I'm just not going to be able to do it. We're almost going 3 hours. It's not a post-game show. To be fair, everyone else on hold is somewhat of a regular caller. So I do feel good about that everybody knew I got in. And hopefully the people who didn't make it, I see you guys a lot. So they're not, it's not like they didn't get their first taste of it. But I was thinking, I did a show Monday, or I did a show Friday morning. We did the live show on Patreon, which was great. We dug 8 layers deep into everything last night, me and Jack and Mike. So then we did that. And then I was thinking, should we take tonight off? Like, I was thinking about it. Like, should we take this off? There's been a lot. Should we let it breathe a little bit? But I had a feeling there's some people that needed to talk some stuff out tonight. I really did. I think there's some people that needed to talk stuff out. And I want to be the place where you feel comfortable doing that. I really want to thank everybody for all this, man. The Patreon's growing and building. People are excited about the new team over there. Excited about the Notre Dame team. Just all of this, man. Momentum's building again. And I ride the emotional Notre Dame wave. And when there's energy building this way, it makes it easy to do these shows for 3 hours. And it flies by and everybody's engaged. And so thank you guys so much for building all this. None of it happens without you. The calls, the chats, the donations, all of it, man. You guys are great. Have a good Saturday night.